this blood, and you go right back to your training. So whether you're in the medical field, the healing field, I don't care if you're an engineer, whatever you are, whatever you are, if you're a stay-at-home mom, when things are happening, to be able to stay centered and balanced is a great gift. So doing that, all you have to do is just like we did last week, is to feel your bottom on the chair, feel the chair on your bottom, feel the pressure underneath your bottom, to feel the weight of you in that place. Take that breath, tune into that breath, breathing in and then out. And I'm just giving you these tips once again to refresh you. Towards the end of this show, we're going to go ahead and do a little mindfulness session meditation, and it'll be a little bit totally different from this, just for fun, really, and to give you a little bit more skill so that you can use to carry yourself forward. So going through this healing process is very important that I use mindfulness. I use all the tools in my toolbox. I use hypnosis. I use Reiki. I do hands-on Reiki on myself. I use quantum touch. I use my herbal skills. I am an herbalist. I use all my herbal skills. I know about essential oils. So if I'm stressed, I use lavender. If I'm, tired and feeling like I need to get a little bit of energy, I just use pure lemon oil. Here we are with lemon again, right? And when you smell lemon, it just wakes you up. It refreshes you. It restores you. When you smell lavender, it calms you down. These are scientific proof. There's scientific proof behind this. It's not just me saying this. And once you do it, you'll know. You won't even need the scientific proof because you just know, right? So, that's a few ways that I have continued along this healing journey. Because as I've said before, when you're being challenged and you go through this process like I'm going through, it's not for people who just want to hurry up and get it done. There's a whole school of thought out there about, detox versus cleansing versus fasting versus what we call juice or fruit feasting. These are all similar but different, because when you're cleansing, typically cleansing is like a 1 to, 5-day thing, maybe 7 days, but typically it's like a one-time shot. And a lot of movie stars do it. A lot of, people do it right before a wedding. They want to drop a couple of pounds. And people always say that to me. I don't need to lose weight. And they'll say, Renee, why are you doing that? And I tell them, they're like, well, you're losing weight. And I'm like, no, I'm losing waste, because we accumulate waste in our body, these toxins, these biofilms, all this funky junk that we take in. I ate meat, all meat, for a lot of years. I was a vegetarian for years. I've gone through all of that. But when you eat a lot of seafood, you're taking in a lot of mercury. When you're eating a lot of store-bought beef and pork and chicken and all that stuff, you're taking in hormones, you're taking in antibiotics. When you're, eating produce that you're not washing, I hate to tell you, you're taking in parasites. Meat too. You're taking in, pesticides. When you're putting gas in your car, you're taking in those fumes. You're taking in petroleum. It's just, we're inundated with all these things that our bodies take in. So when you're doing a cleanse, you're doing something to prepare you. Either you're doing it quick, like I said, somebody wants to drop a few pounds, fit into your clothes or something, or you're doing a real cleanse, and that's to prepare you to go deeper into a detox. Detox is much deeper, and typically it could be years. It just depends on where you're at in your health again. This is something I teach. This is something I stand by, and it's something I'm actively doing. And quite a few people are doing it with me. So if you'd like to join us, give me a call, email me, text me, whatever you got to do. And, I'll teach you more about that. With fasting is another thing. Fasting is either water fasting, where you're only taking in water, dry fasting, which I will help some people do every once in a while, but I don't typically recommend it. It's intense. And then there's, just fasting from food, and you're doing the water. And then, there's different levels of this again. But normally people think of fasting as a religious rite. People, the Bible calls us to fast. Other, scrolls and text and religions call their people to fast. Typically, growing up Baptist, I was told that you should fast like once a week. And what you're doing is you're fasting to get closer to God, to get closer to your Creator, to open yourself up to the words and wisdom and guidance of God, the Holy Spirit, your connection, whatever your belief is. And fasting, what it does is it allows you to be more centered and mindful, right? It helps you be more mindful of your connection to your source, right? So I've done this as well when I've had trauma in my life with my family or friends, and God, people die and they're sick and you can't reach them, and they just can't hear me when I'm trying to tell them, you need to juice, you need to fast, and they're not going to do it. They're going to go whatever way they've chosen to go. And sometimes it really has upset me in the past because I just couldn't understand why they're choosing to leave us when they could stay and be healthy. And, I've worked through a lot of this, but when those things have happened, I choose to fast because I need answers, and I can't get them while I'm pigging out and just eating all this food and just weighing myself down. So, I might fast for a day. I might fast for 12 hours. I might fast for 3 days, whatever. So those are some of the differences. But as always, it's mind, body, spirit. You cannot fast, detox, or even fruit feast or juice feast without reaching all those levels. Typically, it starts in the physical, and you made a decision that you want to clean out your body and get ready. So, like if you're getting ready to build a house, you come in, you clear the land, you clear the spot, you level the spot, right? And then you start building that foundation. And you don't put the roof on first, you put the foundation, you put that concrete pad or whatever your foundation is, and then you start building the sides and the walls, and then you put the structure up for the roof and the trusses, and then you put your roof up, and right. So then you've got your foundation, and then you start building. So it's the same thing with our health. When you're mind, body, spirit, when you're wanting to make these changes, you start down at the deepest parts. And guys, this will take you into the deepest parts of yourself. If you're intuitive, or if you're not intuitive, you will become intuitive. If you're very intuitive, it's going to awaken gifts in you that maybe have been laid dormant for a while, or maybe you already have them, but you're going to increase those gifts. You're going to have more visions. You're going to have more clear information. You're going to be able to give readings like you've never given before, with like full technicolor, visions behind them. You may not sleep, but you will have experiences where you're in the dream world, or you may sleep like I have this week. So this is week 4, I think, of this new protocol that I've started. It's the second week of this new chiropractic experience with getting my Atlas reset and doing the soft wave therapy. A lot more on this, if you want to know, just contact me. And what I have found is where I wasn't sleeping at all, now I'm sleeping like I just go to sleep. I probably look tired right now. It's my body restoring. I've been doing the cleansing. I've been doing the detox. My bowels have been cleansing. Yes, that's personal, but that's been a big problem with me with having lead poison as a child, and all the heavy metals I've accumulated was to get rid of all these heavy metals. And they take you places physically that is exhausting, and then you get through that, and then the emotional stuff comes in, and you get through that, with some of the tips and things I'm teaching you. And then you get into the spiritual. And when the spiritual starts with me, like I said, I get these full blown visions, like stronger than usual. And I've been sleeping. So when I go to sleep, it's like I'm in a movie, and it's just one thing after another. Last week, I shared with you guys, and I said I knew I would get the answer to this, and I did yesterday, actually. Well, yeah, last night when they announced this war with Israel and all the stuff that's happening there. When I was last week, I saw in my mind's eye this machine, and I think I explained it like it looked like a big trash compactor or something, but instead of compacting trash, it was spitting out like trash and garbage bags and just nasty stuff. And I was like, what is this? Well, maybe I didn't say this on the air last time, but sometime in that time frame, I got that it was a propaganda machine. And I thought, well, that's interesting. So what's the propaganda about? Well, I think it was about 4 o'clock this morning. I really don't remember now because, again, I've been sleeping so much. But I got up and I wrote that down because what I saw was all this stuff that's just came out in the last 24, 48 hours about what's happening in these other countries is real. Don't get me wrong, it's real. I'm going to kind of read the notes that I put here. the machine spewing trash was and is for this newest war threat. Stay aware, stay grounded. We will ride this storm out. And then it was a flashback back to 2005 and visions of destruction within the garden. What I was being shown as I was getting those words was, again, smoke and mirrors. It's smoke and mirrors. I've been getting this for many, many years for a lot of different things. When certain people in my life have come up to me and just straight up lied and tried to manipulate me into something, I get this image of this giant mirror and all this smoke. And it's like, watch this hand while this hand slaps you. I get that a lot too. And in this case, what I'm being shown is the stuff is real, but what they're saying about it is not accurate. And it's to line us up for something that they want us to agree to and move towards. So this is really interesting. Right before I started the show tonight, I was someone told me, I haven't had time to check this out, but I was told that there was a military plane, a jet that I believe they said it was the Navy again. I haven't checked this out, but they absolutely refused to go join into this battle and do what they were told to do. And they said, no, we're not going to do it. And they refused. And they refused our administration. You know what I'm talking about? They refused our leader. They absolutely refused. And I'm very interested to go check this out and see what the consequences will be. But hats off to them, because you know what? If we stand in our knowingness, we stand in our awareness, and we stand in our mindfulness, no fear, only awareness, we can't be fooled. And I know throughout history, we have been led into some horrible atrocities against mankind. And it's time for us to stop fighting with one another and stand up to the true evil. And I think you all know what I'm talking about. And it's time. So we take our planet back. We take our rights back. We stand for who we are. And we stand up for each other. It's not about the people in Europe and the people in Israel and the people in Jamaica and the people in Florida and the people in Tennessee or wherever. It's about, we are humankind. We are a bunch of spirit beings having a human experience. And damn it, it's time for us to really join together and remember that. And these mucky mucks up there that are pulling our strings and spewing this propaganda out there, we really need to stand up and say, I don't believe it. I'm not buying it. I'm not scared of it. I'm going to pray. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to stand in my truth. I'm going to help other people stand and be powerful and be who we came here to be. So, okay, I'll stop preaching. Anyways, that's what I got. And by getting that helped me understand that what I've been saying on my show is accurate, because it is, I say it all the time, and I'll tell you too, walk your talk. If you can't walk it, don't talk it, because it's going to come back and bite you in the butt. If you're standing there telling people, drink lemon water, do this, do that, don't swear, don't drink, don't do this, whatever. And I'm not saying that's me telling you that, but a lot of people do. Then don't drink, don't swear, drink your lemon water, do whatever you're telling people to do. And you're saying you are, be. Because if you don't, at this time right now where the planets are lined up, it's going to come back and slap you in the face hard. And I know I've been there in the past, I've been there. So I've learned my lessons, and I try to truly honor and do exactly what I tell you guys to do. So trust me, if I tell you to detox, I'm detoxing, and I've been there, and I can walk you through it, because I know what it's like when you're at the worst parts of it. But again, once you get through it and you get out the other side, guys, you can clear anything. I don't think there's a dis-ease or an illness or a challenge in this world that we cannot heal. Not one, not one. If we can get to the root of it, and the root of it is mindfulness, and it's nutrition, and it's doing whatever it takes to get that foundation set so that you can be cleansed and then start restoring and rebuilding. It's boy, the time's gone by fast. I see that we're running out of time. So I'm going to, instead of doing what I was going to do, I just want to kind of talk you down a little bit and just allow you to take a minute, breathe in through your nose. That's it. And out through your mouth. And again, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just allow yourself to feel the calm. Just feel that sense of peace, and knowing that you're amazing, you're beautiful, exactly as you are. We all have little tweaks to make. that you're exactly as you need to be in this moment. Make a decision, any decision, whatever it is that you are most interested in adjusting within yourself, whatever that is. You know, is it your health? Is it your stress level? Is it something within your family? Maybe it's within your personal relationship. Maybe it's your relationship with your source as you understand. Do you want to get closer to God? Do you want to hear the Holy Spirit? Do you want to feel the Holy Spirit? Do you want to amp up your relationship with your guides, your gifts? Because you have them. Everyone has them. Whatever it is. So as you're breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, closing your eyes, just imagine walking down very slowly 3 steps, going down, relaxing. 3, that's it. 2, more relaxed. That's right. 1, that's perfect. And at this perfect level of relaxation, imagine a beautiful red door in front of you. Push the door open. And as the door opens, realize you've left everything behind that no longer serves you. Step through the door. That's perfect. And there in front of you, see a beautiful, beautiful waterfall. Maybe you hear it. Maybe you smell it. See the light bouncing off of it. And as the waters cascade down, just know with the water going down, it's taking down, taking away any of the stuff that you'd like to change and release. That's perfect. And find yourself at the base of the waterfall in the beautiful pool. It's calm. The water's perfect. That's it. And allow yourself to step into the pool, submerge your body, the perfect depth. And go ahead, let yourself go all the way under the water. Come back up. It's perfect. Step out of the pool. And where it was clear, notice now how it's just kind of dirty and murky. All the stuff that's been washed away in these living waters. Healthy and clean. That's perfect. Knowing that whatever your intention was before you started is instilled now. Allow yourself to move back past the waterfall, back to the door. Feeling cleansed and clear, ready to move on. Go through the door, up the stairs. 1, 2, 3. That's perfect. And at the top of the stairs, just allow yourself to start to come back, bringing back all the greatness, the goodness, the wonderful changes, feeling lighter and refreshed, knowing that all the changes are taking place. And when you open your eyes, as you will do now, 1, 2, 3, open your eyes. Find yourself just craving to drink more water, adding lemon to it. Finding yourself just craving, knowing that there's changes to be made. Looking forward to learning more about detox and fasting and feasting and just shifting things around, shaking it up, getting healthier and stronger. Knowing that from this point forward, you'll stand in your awareness. Fear is a thing of the past. Smoke and mirrors, remember? And when you're hearing the news or people talking, just remember that propaganda machine spewing out lies and manipulations, and stand in your center, guys. I love you all. I so appreciate your time with me. Please call me, 931-239-2592. Get on a quick call. Let's see if we're a good fit to work together. If I'm not a good fit for you, I probably know someone who is, and I'll just send you right over to them. And if you just like to comment, when you see this, please comment in the sections below. Share my videos. Any way you can. Help me. Just help me by sharing, commenting, liking, loving, whatever. If you got something you want to say that, maybe it's not the most positive thing. I don't care. Be true to yourself. Share it. Comment. I love you all. Y'all have a beautiful night. Stay out of fear. Keep looking up. And just remember, it's exactly as it needs to be. And if it's not, reset it, just like we did tonight. See y'all next week. I love you. Good night.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Full Circle Wellness U with
Listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Soul Alignment Mentor with Angie Harris. Live from AngieHarris.org.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Soul Alignment Mentor
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome back, everybody. This is your host, Angie, for the Soul Alignment Mentor. And if you are just tuning in for the first time and listening to me, I do spiritual mentoring and holistic therapy, really, with those who are going through a spiritual awakening or wanting to heal spiritually. And I'm also an author. I have 2 books, Leaf Lessons and Composting Ego. If you are interested in those, they are both on Amazon, or you can find them anywhere online. And so you can read up about my own personal story and also read some channeled messages that I have received about healing from spirit. And that leads me into something I wanted to talk about today that you might be feeling right now. There's a big energy shift happening on the earth where people are stepping into wanting to live their most authentic life. This might be causing you to feel really some discomfort in your personal life right now, whether that is in relationships or in your job. There might be some areas in your life that you're feeling like you would like to change, or you're not as satisfied with how they are going. And what is happening right now energetically is there's an attempt to help people to release old energies that have held them back from believing in themselves. That could be self-limiting beliefs, or even from trauma that you've experienced in your past. And if you know anything about animals, when they have a traumatic event, for example, if there is a deer that's being chased by a lion out in the wilderness somewhere, if the deer is able to get away, what will happen is the deer will stop after the event and then shake all of the energy out of its body so that it can move forward and let go of all the trauma and all the energy that it just experienced why it was being chased. But humans don't do that. Humans often go through a traumatic event and then we hold the energy in our body. And so, in order for us to heal events in our body, we have to know what it is that needs to be shooken out of us and how to do that. And that's really where I put most of my focus in services, is to help people learn how to work with their own energy, which in turn would also give them more inner strength and then the ability to change their thinking about themselves and the world around them. But you first have to understand what it is that you need to shake off, like like the animal. It knows it's shaking off the energy of what just happened, what just it went through by being chased and its life being threatened. And even humans will have experience in, during their life that they feel like their life is being threatened, even if it's not. But a lot of the trauma is stored in the body because the body and the mind feels alone in that circumstance. And until that is acknowledged, it is stored in the body and will cause you to feel a certain way in your life, whether that be in relationships or in a job or in any way that you might be struggling in your life. And so being able to work with the energetic system and know how to release that energy will help you to move forward in life and reprogram your thinking. So I did want to take a call today before I ended, and I see that Renee from in Margaret, New Jersey is on with us.
Yes.
Is Renee? Hi, Renee.
Hi.
How are you today?
I am good. How are you?
I'm good. It's rainy where I am, so it's one of those days I want to take a nap, but it's good. So, are you calling
Good.
in for general reading, or is there a specific thing that you wanted to get answered?
I'd like to, I guess a general reading.
A general?
I think
Okay.
that's safer.
Okay.
That's safer.
Okay. Is there a topic that you want me to tune in for, or just
I would like to know, is things going to get better?
okay, are things going to get better? So the way I do my reading is I'm going to pull a oracle card, and I will just connect with this card to see what spirit is wanting to say to you directly through it. So I may pull a couple of those, and then I will just see if what I'm hearing from spirit is aligned with what you are wanting or needing at the time. And so I will just start out by pulling one of these oracle cards. They just have little sayings on them that will get me connected with your spirit team and my spirit team to know what is going on. And you know what's really interesting is I just pulled this card right before I started this today. I wanted to tune in to see what message to bring today, and this is the card that came out for today's message, so it must have been for you as well. Prior spirit knew that you would be calling in today. So this says inner strength. And this explains inner strength as nothing moves me from the path to the light because I have complete confidence in myself. I release my innate qualities and abilities and know that with God, I can do anything. All the power I need is within me. And so this is telling me right here that some of the things that you were struggling with, I'm sensing there's quite a few things. I think there might be some struggles. Like I'm hearing in my spirit like a questioning or like a worry around possibly finances or like a decision you're wanting to make. And I feel like there might be some confusion on how to move forward for you. Does this make sense?
Yes. Very much.
Okay. So, what I'm hearing spirit wanting to encourage you is to remember that you are connected to source energy. You are connected to God at all times. We just forget that because we start to look at the circumstances around us, and that causes us to fear. And fear gets in the way of what spirit is trying to guide us in. And then we lose the ability to connect with our intuition and make decisions based on what our spirit is guiding us to do. And so I'm hearing spirit say to you, just remember that you, deep inside of you, is the answers and the what you desire, the desired outcome that you want. You have that ability to do it. It's just, if you were listening prior to when we started this reading, I was talking about how the animals will shake off trauma in order to reconnect with themselves. Because what happens is when we go through things in our lives, that energy from that experience gets connected in with our energetic field and with our ego. Our ego begins to believe a certain way about things. And then that's how we view our life. That's how we view things around us. That's how we view ourselves. And so we get confused on our human beliefs and the way we see the world, and then our spiritual understanding. Because when we take a step back and we look at things from our higher self, our higher perspective, we understand in some ways that the things around us are a reflection of what's happening internally. And what I'm actually hearing spirit wanting to say to you right now, is there something that you feel like you're supposed to be doing, but you're not sure if you're supposed to do it?
Well, I always worry about taking care of my mom the right way. That's always my fear.
Okay. So are you kind of the sole person that's taking care of her? Is she like struggling with her health, or
Well,
is she
she's
actually
90.
She's 90. Okay.
And I mean, she's on 100%, but thank goodness she's okay.
Right, right. Does she live with you or near you?
She lives near me. She doesn't live with me. She didn't want to live with me. That was an issue.
Okay, so she's still wanting to be pretty independent, which is great for 90. So here's something that, I really feel like Spirit wants you to know, is that anything that you do out of the energy of love, anything that you do that is in service to another person, is always aligned with what Spirit would want you to do, because love is our greatest mission in this life. Our spirit is pure love. And so therefore, what you provide in love will always be reflected back to you. Now, I'm also kind of sensing that sometimes this strain takes away from your own self and taking care of your needs. Does that happen?
Yeah. Yes,
okay.
That's what I'm going through right now.
Okay. And because I just heard Spirit say she needs to take care of herself, because here's reality. There's not a single person in the entire world that's going to make it out alive. You and I won't. Nobody will. And it doesn't mean that we neglect things or we let things go. It just means that we have a perspective that things are eternal, that things will always remain. And so I hear Spirit saying to you, continue to provide support and love, but don't neglect that for yourself, because your cup is empty. You are pouring from an empty cup right now, and this is causing you to feel more stressed than what you should. You can't give what you don't have. And so Spirit is wanting you to set boundaries around your time, around how much you think about this. Particularly, I'm hearing a mental strain more so than physical, because you worry a lot. You worry, am I doing enough? Am I supposed to do this? And it's almost like there's times, like I just got this message that you will do things even when you don't want to. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Very much.
Okay. So I feel like the most important message is for you today is to remember to come back to self and self-care. And then since we do have such a short amount of time today, you're always welcome to reach out. And I do healing sessions with people to help them to kind of pull their energy back in and be able to manage these things. But Spirit's main message to you today is love yourself first. That's what Spirit wants to say to you. So I do hope that is helpful. You are
very helpful. I can't thank you enough. Thank you.
You are very welcome.
So much.
Yes, and I definitely will be praying for you, and just hang in there and just know everything done in love always returns back. But do that for yourself first.
Thank you.
You are welcome. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. If you would like to reach out, you can always find me on my website, angieharris.org. Look forward to seeing you next week.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for energy, healing, and spirit talk with Tammy Petricelli. Live from TammyPetricelli.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Energy, Healing, and Spirit Talk
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Happy Tuesday to you, everyone. Thanks for joining me. I'm Tammy Petricelli. This is Energy, Healing, and Spirit Talk. Are you getting ready for the full moon and the eclipse? So what a powerful, powerful, energetic week that we have coming. So when we know that technically, what is it? I think it's 3 a.m., 3:54 a.m. Central Time in America is the official full moon, the hunter's moon or the harvest moon. But, you know, it leads up. The energy is building. It's not like boom, crash, crash, boom, bah. And in that particular minute, we have this high amount of energy, just like we talk about the veil between worlds being thinner on or about, Halloween, the 31st of October. So you are going to have a blast of energy prior to that. It's going to keep up. So by the time it tries to slow down about 3 days after the full moon, here we are, right in Halloween, right in Samhain, All Hallows Eve. So we've got a very energetic week coming up. How can you prepare for that? By setting intentions, okay? So what we're going to be doing here Friday night, at the beginning of the full moon here in Newark, Delaware, is a drum circle and cacao ceremony. So we'll start with a cacao ceremony. We're going to open up to the medicine wheel, open up to the earth, the sky, the directions, and we're going to set intentions of release. All the things that you don't want, that you don't need, emotional things that you don't need, okay? We're going to write them down. We're going to sing over our cacao. We're going to I want to just hit the chat. Sorry. We're going to sing over our cacao. We're going to write these down, and then we're going to burn them in the fire. And then we're going to drink our cacao, and we're going to set new manifestation intentions. What we want to fill that empty space that we're cleaning out. And we're going to drum beautiful African drum rhythms. Some people will sing, some will dance. They might bring other instruments with them. That's absolutely fine. That's how we're going to do it here. If you want to do it differently, absolutely. If you just want to light a candle and write down things that you're ready to rid yourself of emotional energy that's just not good for you, burn that into the candle if you can, and then do a little meditation. You can do a little drumming of your own, or just listen to some meditation music. So then you want to set your intentions, which we usually do at the full moon, at the new moon. But not only do we have this full moon, cusping that morning, we are going to have a partial lunar eclipse this time. So the British time, GMT time, 1935, on Saturday, you're going to have an eclipse. You'll be able to see it there in Europe, Russia, Italy, UK, South Africa, Egypt, Algeria. So you'll be able to catch it. They said some places, Alaska, maybe some places might be able to catch it here in the US. I certainly hope that some of us do. And if you miss it, there's going to be another one September 2024. Okay. So set some intentions between Thursday, Friday, and next Tuesday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, we want to honor the ancestors. Prior to that, let's honor ourselves. Okay, let's honor ourselves and what we need. All right, I'd love to say hello to Robin in Wilmerding. That's Wilmerding, PA. Hi, Robin. Welcome.
Yes. Hi, how are you?
Is Wilmerding?
Yeah, Wilmerding. There's no Winkies in Wilmerding. It should be a commercial.
Where is it in PA?
It's by Monroeville, like by Pittsburgh.
Oh, so you're close to, close to Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, about 20 miles outside of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I know that area because I have family in Pittsburgh.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
yes.
Pittsburgh's good.
All right. So welcome to the show. How can I help you today? Did you want to connect with a loved one on the other side, or would you have a question for me?
I'd like to connect with a loved one if possible.
Yes. Give me the name and who they are to you.
Charlotte, my mother.
Oh, okay.
She's been gone for a minute.
Okay. Just let me get her. Let me bring her in and let her fill me in. Now, was Charlotte not from the same area that you are? Is that correct, Robin?
No, same area. She never left Pennsylvania.
Well, what I was hearing was I stayed in the same place for many, many years, but
oh yeah, Turtle Creek. Yes, we're from Turtle Creek, a couple of towns away. Yes. Okay,
thank you, because that's what she makes me feel. That's not where I was born, but that's where I stayed for many, many years. Many, many years.
Yes.
Yes. She refers to herself as a small town girl. I don't think she was big into going into the city areas. Do you understand that?
Yes, completely.
Yeah, she it shows me, I believe this is her, but this woman that comes in tells me that she really is a small town girl, very laid back, like not one to worry about getting dressed up and impressing people. Do you understand that? She really loved
Exactly.
being home and taking care of family. And are you one of six or eight? Where do the six or the eight children come in, please?
Maybe her. We have three. I have three grandchildren, and three great grandchildren now. But I'm an only child,
Oh,
and my
you're an
son's
only
an only
child.
child.
How many what
Hmm.
about your mother?
My mother had three sisters and a brother.
So she's
So I don't know
one
where
of
the six or
five.
eight would come in. Maybe
So
I could
she
figure six, three granddaughters, three great granddaughters, all girls.
okay. Okay. Because I just see your mom with a lot of children, whether it was her siblings, her
Well,
children,
no,
or her
listen. My
grandchildren.
friends always live with us. My son's friends always live with us. My mom always had kids at her house. Always.
Thank you, because that's what I'm seeing is like a house full of kids. Perfect.
Oh yeah, my mom
And
always had kids at her house.
okay, because she makes me feel like that made her happy. That's why your
I think.
house was the house to go to because she was mom to everyone. Does that make sense to you?
Oh yeah, most definite, most definite.
Yeah.
Most,
Um,
I'm a recovering addict, and I was in jail when my mother passed. This is. I want to know if she sees that I'm doing good. This is what I need to. I
she
need to know this.
absolutely does see that you're doing well. And she says that although now remember, on the other side, there's only love and compassion, and they are with
Yeah.
you every day, every day. But so I'm cautious about how I say this because I do not want you to feel bad. Readings are about healing.
Okay.
Okay. So what
Yes.
she wants to
Yes.
say is although her heart broke for you in your situation,
Yes.
okay, nothing could destroy the love and the compassion that she had on earth for you.
Yeah. She was a good mom. She was the
Yes,
best.
she's like,
She was
if
the
I
best. I didn't
could
know
have
my mom was.
fixed it, she said,
I
if
didn't
I
know she
could
was
have
sick like
fixed
she
it,
was.
I would have.
I think she
But
would
I
have too. She
but I
went through a lot
don't
of hell with me.
I don't want, and she doesn't want you to carry on any guilt about not being able to be there at the end of her life at the time of transition. She says what makes her happy is to see you succeeding. It doesn't matter that you were in the predicament that you were at the time of her transition because she cares about you. Just like you care about her, about is she happy on the
Yeah.
other side? Does she
Oh
see
yeah.
that I'm doing what you understand? So
Yeah.
she is the same for you. You're very much alike. It's neither one of you are selfish.
No.
Whereas
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. That was a compliment. I want to be just like my mom. She was a
yes,
wonderful woman.
neither one of you are selfish, and she knows that, she sees that, and she wants you to know that she sees everything you're doing. And did you recently just get a new apartment or make changes to your
I'm.
living?
I'm getting ready to move into my own apartment. Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm getting ready to
She's
move
aware
on
of
my
that.
own.
She's
Yeah.
going to be moving in with you.
That sounds great to me. Sounds great to me. I'm
Yes.
taking her with me. I'll take her anywhere with me.
And was she really, what's with her and Toaster the toaster?
The toaster.
Is there
I
a
don't know. She
story
used to
about
like.
Toaster?
Well, she always. My mom was in dialysis, and every Wednesday she would go to dialysis. My grandmother would make it was called an open face sandwich. You put it in the broiler. You put tomato and bacon, and you toast it in the broiler. That was our favorite sandwich
Okay,
ever.
perfect. Because I'm hearing like toast or toasted, and it's kind of like make sure when you move in your new place that you make this toasted sandwich, open face sandwich. She loves the
I will. I'll
smell.
make it for me and my aunt Kathy. My aunt lives in the building I'm trying to move into, so I'm moving
Okay.
there because I have a good support group.
Beautiful, beautiful. And that's what matters to her. And it matters to
good.
her
I'm
that
glad.
you be happy. You know, life, I can't say it enough. Life is for the living. And
Yes,
those
ma'am.
on the other side only want us to be happy, to remember them positively. She says, and I remember you as my girl. Do you have freckles?
Yeah, I did when I was younger, but they're going away now. But I did. I had a lot of them one
She
time when
says
I
you're
was
my
young.
freckle little girl.
I was when I was young. Yeah, I did. I used to hate them.
Absolutely. Robin, thank you so much. They're telling me my time is up. And I hope this brings you some healing. Okay. And thank you, everyone, for watching, whether you're watching this live or the recording. And I'll be right here next week for Halloween. I don't know. What will I dress as next week? Who really will show up? Enjoy that full moon and that eclipse if you get to see it. Namaste, guys.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Bernice Bisson, Psychic Media. Bernice Bisson, live from BerniceBissonPsychic.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites.
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Bernice Bisson, Psychic Media.
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome to Psychic Tuesday with Sweet Bee. It's been quite a week, I'm sure, for everybody, and we're going to start at the top with some astrology. We're going to start with, I talked about the hangover from the last eclipse we just had, but I'm going to go to the one that's about to show up, and let's have a little deep dive into Taurus and into Scorpio, lunar axis, and the north node of destiny and the south node of karma, and this upcoming eclipse. And so from 0 to 10 degrees in that lunar axis of Taurus and Scorpio, impacting fixed signs, so Leos, Aquarians, Scorpios, and Tauruses. This is going to impact you the most. And it's the final eclipse in a series of eclipses in this lunar axis. I think I heard angels sing when I said that a little bit, and it's a partial lunar eclipse, and it's about emotional stuff and the deepness, the revelations, things that are being revealed to us. You know, maybe we don't feel like that about that person. Maybe we thought it was this way, but it's not. We might get surprised by a few things. Now, joining this, the sun opposing the moon, we've got on Scorpio's side, we've got Mars. Yeah, Mars is a bit of a thug, huh? He likes action, and he likes to take action probably, and a bit impulsive. So it could be a bit impulsive and patient action, assertion, aggression, Mars energy in Scorpio. So of course it's always ultimatums. Of course it's always the ultimate because it's in Scorpio. And then we've also got Mercury, the communicator in Scorpio. Communications are going to be direct, to the point, or they could be manipulative and secretive. And so we've also got the sun, so identity into that part, into Scorpio. And then we've got Uranus, the element of surprise in Taurus. And we've got Jupiter in Taurus, also expanding things out. Now, this lunar axis is going to be the push and pull between relationships. If you had a relationship where it was hanging by a thread, this is the one where the thread's going to get cut. If you were almost ready to make a commitment to someone, jump in. This is the time. So this is the time to make those ultimate sort of commitments. You're in or you're out. That's it. And this moon, this full moon eclipse is going to show you all those things that support the decision to be in or to be out. And it's going to come on from small things that turn into big things very quickly, small discussions that turn into big discussions very quickly. And it's around being valued. Now I'm going to throw Venus into the mix because Venus is in Virgo. And although ruling Virgo and in a good position in Virgo, it's about values, being valued, the value of things, the value of what you have, the values that you have in relationships. And so Venus is really grinding some of this stuff out, that Venus doesn't take crap from nobody. And don't mess romantically with a Virgo because you'll pay for it later. I think Scorpios are about revenge. I don't know. I wouldn't make a Virgo mad. They let you know pretty quick. but when Venus is there, it's about the natural expressions of relationship. It's the stuff that actually comes to fruition. It's the stuff of do. So what do you do in relationship, or actions of relationship? That Venus energy. Now, that could be actions leading to breakups, actions leading to commitments, actions of being valued. Do you feel valued? Are you feeling not valued? But those will be the deciding sort of catalysts in some of this relationship energy. We've also got, when I talk about that Uranus and Jupiter energy in Taurus, it's very much that surprise energy, that, ooh, wait till the last minute. Ooh, guess what just came out? Oh, I didn't know this from the past. Because as Jupiter and Uranus go direct very shortly, things from the past come up for a good shakeup. And so we're going to see that over the next 8 weeks. And so relationships by the end of the year, if it has any sort of shaky ground, it's done. And move on, because this whole shift in karmas happened with Scorpio and Taurus. And by the time we get to the corresponding new moon in Taurus, that reset button this spring, that whole lunar axis has sort of come to its completion. Jupiter will have left Taurus at that time, and we'll still have Uranus, and Uranus will be exiting out by 2025. And so we kind of come to a big epiphany. And then we're in the new paradigm shift of ideas, and then we move on. Now, I want to just go back to, I'm going to get kind of weird and esoteric here for a minute, but Uranus in Taurus. And Uranus rules Aquarian. And I like to think we're dawning on the age of Aquarius. We have Pluto moving to Aquarius. It's kind of a big deal. But we also have the last time Aquarian planets were in Aquarius and in Taurus, and Saturn moved from Aquarian recently into Pisces. And we've got Uranus still in Taurus. This was 1984. And 1984 was, books have been written about 1984, and Orson Welles has talked about 1984. And I go to now, where we just had the same placement of Uranus and Saturn and Taurus and Aquarian, but opposite. And we're back to, I almost feel like those revelations from 1984. Here we are. Look around us. And so in terms of technology and the ideas behind Big Brother and the ideas behind all this conspiracy ideas, but the reason I'm bringing it up is we are dawning on this new idea, and there are these power shifts, and the next 6 months are going to be intense. But if I go back to just this weekend and that moon, well, Scorpio and Taurus, Palestine and Israel are on that lunar axis of Scorpio and Taurus. And they've got all these planets at play. It comes to a head over certainly this coming 10 days. And then it shifts into the new idea. And like I said, by that corresponding new moon in Taurus in the spring, we might see a change in direction in that conflict. We'll see certainly maybe some outcomes from whatever's showing up in the next few days, because things kind of escalate with this moon. We're showing a lot of stuff. A lot of information comes in the same time. And that's that full moon. And things that have been hidden, things get exposed, ideas come out. And so it's on that lunar axis of Israel and Palestine. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens over this next 10 days and the reset button that shows up that's tagged along with this in the spring. Because I feel like, and I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again, although conflict, and my heart goes out to families struggling in that conflict right now. From this will come peace, and will come a new peace accord, a new idea of peace, a new way of looking at peace, a new thing around that. So it feels pretty big, a big idea, and because what's put in place is karmic and in place for many years to come. And all the conflict, and even in our own personal lives, and things that we recently, since the last eclipse just happened, like the last 2 weeks, have had to let go of. And the October 14th in Libra and Aries axis, now this one in Scorpio and Taurus, there's a lot of finales, lots of endings, lots of surprise, things that come up that could serve as catalysts to some final changes that needed to happen and that had been tinkering around for the last 20 months while these eclipses have been going on. Well, now it's just time. Now it's the rubber hits the road, and now we're at that place where we're going to close a bunch of chapters, and we're going to set off on this new trajectory. And at the same time, and at the final pieces, we still got Neptune and Saturn and Pisces retrograde, kind of making things fuzzy, making things a bit fuzzy for us. This is why it's not really the time to be impulsive and make decisions, and it's the time to reflect, kind of get your conviction of your stance, maybe where you're really having to take a stance, and just know that stance is coming over the next 10 days. If you haven't been some of those earlier in those 0 to 10 degrees where you've been feeling it already since that October 14th eclipse, hopefully you have. But I just feel like they're coming to resolve. And so just know any tough times are temporary, and that it comes to resolve, and that freeing up for peace. Okay, that's the big message from this moon coming, and the corresponding moons from there. Whew, felt like a lot. Now, you can find me at bernicebissonpsychic.com. I am in Winnipeg, Canada. I read full time. I read palms and cards and tea leaves, all kinds of stuff. I do psychic and medium work together. I do a lot of paranormal. I do a lot of spirit seeking, paranormal research, all those kinds of things here in Winnipeg. And if you like that kind of stuff, just go to my website. All my podcasts and social media and all that is there. I have about 30 some odd episodes of my podcast out, and you get to hear previous readings because everybody records my readings. I insist. It's like a weird thing I do. And so, and they come back with those recordings, and you get to hear all the stuff I told them, and then you get to hear what's transpired for them since. So it's a good listen if you like kind of chicken soup for the psychic soul kind of stuff. Lots of fun. Okay. Now, I believe I got a beautiful soul named Stephanie, and Stephanie's been waiting patiently as I've been blabbing away. Hello, Stephanie.
Yes. Hello. How are you? I'm here.
Oh, lovely. Thank you for joining me. And so my name is Bernice. People call me B. And
Okay.
I have only a little bit of time on this show. I have enough for two readings, and I want to be able to get to the heart of the issue with you. Is there somewhere you'd like me to focus?
Yeah, as far as like business success, I'm going through an issue with trying to figure out about trying to maintain my home as far as things are coming up with that. Just if there's anyone around me, trying to keep me from beyond and try to keep me on the up and up and just,
On the good and narrow.
any
All right,
messages.
I get it. So if you don't mind me asking, Stephanie, what's the day and month of your birthday?
4476.
4-4. Ooh, power. Woo-hoo. All right, ding ding. 4-4. Okay, you're my little Aries. I spoke very briefly about at the beginning of my show. If you go back, everything's recorded. You're going to be able to get this reading and what I had talked about before. Aries, my girl, you are going through a big transformation. What feels like loss right now around you in terms of people, people showing who they are. This last year has been a bit about that. You have 5 more eclipses, kind of 4 more eclipses now showing you who's in, who's out. Your success, your business, your money, your finance has been held up the last 2 years. You're going to find that the things that have been stuck or have been challenges, those blocks are going to start to remove. And the big piece for you in this is success around your reputation, your standing. Sometimes it's like getting certified, getting that license, getting that recognition in your business that, oh, that person knows what they're doing, that person's kind of that expert. And this is a big focus for you, becoming that person, or that your business is that where you would be licensed in it, or you'd be the specific to it. So this focus is going to be quite good for you. You might have changed tracks the last 2 years, or tried to jump tracks of what you were doing. And I feel like there's something, even by December, news around solidifying your business, the certification, the licensing, some sort of piece of paper. And then by March, everything's in place. You seem to be heading in this direction in terms of, I feel like entrepreneurship, self-employment, self-directed, self-work is your feather in your cap. Being able to, because I feel like if you just go get a job, a job, you're going to need 2 of them, And I know you're a hard worker, and I just, Aries always come full bore. They come in, and because of your birthday, 4-4, you are naturally gifted at the health and wealth of others. Everything you work in is about the betterment of others, and not necessarily just in service to them, but you would make a natural leader or organizer. Only because you're always good at, you show up prepared, you show up ready, you show up in that place. I just feel like anything around a job, it might be that you're underpaid, or it's not quite enough money, so you need like a job and a half, or like.
Understood. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds about correct.
Yeah, and I feel like if you say had a job and something where you can work for yourself, because you're very good at, you work hard. And I just feel like anything where it has an entrepreneurial, would you get a license or certification, you'd be independent in your work. That could be like selling things. That could be in terms of having a certification to do that. You would be very good because you'd be able to earn a lot more money because you work real hard. And I just don't think that the job you'd be getting is actually it's going to bring in tons of money. It might pay a couple of bills. So you might need like the job and a half. And there's something about you're really getting on top of your debt, your loans, your financing. You might be reorganizing, restructuring, or redoing. Because I don't know that it's about more money coming in. I feel like it's about saving money. It's about reorganizing your money right now. Okay. Did you just do that?
No, but I'm trying to be more conscientious of it and trying to get things in order. I am. That's what I'm doing now as we speak.
Yeah, there's something about you might be able to move around some debt so that your cash flow feels better. It feels like it's and I feel like you might be in this pattern until for about a year and a bit, until the spring of 2025. And then I feel like you've got something paid off, or you're in a new bargaining, like you're able to negotiate a new loan or negotiate better financing. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Then,
And do you see anybody like giving me any messages from beyond? Is anybody around me?
Okay, it's a big question. I'm actually going to go to my next caller, but I am going to tell you that there's a young man that keeps showing up around you. He wasn't old when he died. He was a younger man, and he died fairly quickly or pretty tragically, like in an accident or conflict. And he seems to show up really strong around you, and that the message that he brings, this younger man, he's been gone a little while. I'm going to say at least 5 years, but he seems to show up with you, and that you've got some healthcare decisions for a woman in your family right now that's going to show up very shortly. Her care, her health, responsibilities might wind up on your shoulders around that.
Okay.
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 With love, my friend.
All right. All right. Thank
Take care.
you. Have a good one. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Stephanie. Okay. Now, I believe I have another lovely caller up, and they were calling from Cranbrook, BC. Is that where Cranbrook, Alberta? Is that what I saw? Megan in Cranbrook, British Columbia. Megan, lovely. Now, where would you like to focus, Megan? My name's Bernice.
Hi,
Hello?
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. People call me B, and you're the rest of my show. So where would you like to focus?
I have a few people that I'd like to focus on. If you have any
Dead people,
messages
or
from them.
dead or living?
Yeah.
The dead people?
Yeah.
Dead people, living people? Okay. Think about them walking up to you. Think about them around you. And so I want to start with, okay, out where you are, I'm going to kind of message a few things as I kind of just collect messages. Is that okay if I do it that way? Okay.
Yeah.
There is something really important about maybe where you're living and working and living in the same community of Cranbrook in some way, that there is a woman. There's 3 people I keep seeing showing up. There's a woman who shows up, and I feel like with her's like an auntie. There's what I would imagine might be the grandmother, and then with her is a younger woman. These 2 show
Yep.
up together around you, that I'm supposed to talk about. In my mind, they show me a field amongst mountains and a river that kind of flows near it, and I just see you walking along there. And that this woman and the younger lady show up together for you, and that there is a little girl who's like a little one around you, living. A little girl, she's a gift. She's just this young girl's a gift, is what I'm supposed to tell you. And that there is a man who had a heart attack, who had a heart condition or a heart attack. In my mind, I laugh a little bit because he's wild energy and he's like wild horse. If wild horses couldn't drag me away from you, he says. And so I feel like he shows up like wild horses, and he likes to laugh. He likes to call somebody's smiley. Somebody's like smiley, you're smiley, smile. And that I feel like if I think about the two ladies and then this man, that they show up. You don't have to go to the graveyard. They show up at your house, and that you don't need to go to the graveyard. They literally show up at your house. And it's funny in my head. I feel like when they show up, they're like petting some dog. They're like,
Aw.
hey, dog. And they're petting the dog. And then um, there's there's these two kids. They keep talking about these two kids, and that they're supposed to be. I don't know if there wasn't a recent baby girl. There's going to be this baby girl. Um, it it feels like big news, and in my mind, I keep getting an E, like an E name. I keep getting an I name, which seems weird, letters to start with, and the image of roses, which for me means that um, with death is birth, that this girl's important. There's something about you, and they keep bringing up education, like you. I don't know that you're going to deal with a director of some sort, a director of an organization, or something about this where I feel like you have opportunities and options. You're a natural leader. You have this opportunity popping up for you, or you'll be dealing with working in your community. I don't know. That sounds weird, but um,
That's
you have
true. I
something
work in the
very,
community.
oh yeah, and you got something very good around this. Like
Hmm.
y- you might be tapped around. You might be tapped on the shoulder to be a natural leader, not a boss. Nobody wants to boss nobody, but
Oh,
I don't know, like it feels like there's big changes right in front of you. You're going to know within 4 months. Okay. It feels happy. No
okay.
one's crying about it.
That's good.
Okay.
Mhm.
I don't know that you're leaving Cranbrook. I mean, you could go to surrounding communities, but I don't think you're coming to
Yeah.
Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Just so you know where I am. As much as I'd love you to come here, I don't think so. Um, and I do feel like there's also someone who might also be in BC, uh, who's struggling with maybe some mental health and addictions.
Hmm.
And and I feel like you can try to help them. You can try to set things straight. You can try to, and I don't know that I don't know that it's helping at the moment, and that there could be lots of conflict and stuff coming up for this person with their addictions and mental health, and that things kind of bubble up if they didn't bubble up recently.
Yep.
Okay.
That's very true,
Okay.
actually. It's the situation I have right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Just your dead people know this. You asked what your dead
Yeah.
people want you to know. They want you to know this. They are concerned about somebody and fentanyl. Do you
Hmm.
know that?
The one that's Sentinel, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. They're concerned. And you have your loved ones who bring this forward, and that I feel like there's also some sort of court date or some sort of legal process that's in front of you. You're not in trouble. You're not in trouble, but you maybe you're a witness. Maybe you have to go through some sort of process. And I feel like you're just trying to stick up for people. You're just trying to help someone out. You're just trying to, and so it feels like a lot of other people's stuff for you right now. And if I
Yeah.
may, um, I'm gonna, because I only have about 90 seconds, so I'm gonna cram in a few things.
Yeah.
Um, know you're making the right decision with this person because you got something tough coming. Know that you've got a woman who's like a mother figure who seems to think you are the bee's knees. Know that men are difficult right now. I'm sorry. And so men feel a bit challenging right now. And I'm talking like not just romantic men, but all flavors of them. Okay. Okay. And that you might find you've got something where you're supposed to get away to Calgary, or that you might get away to Alberta for a bit. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
I do.
And
I'm going there in 3 weeks.
Perfect. Perfect. And that I feel like the name Jason keeps coming up. And I just feel like just avoid Jason, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's all I got because I only got about 30 seconds left. So I'm going to send you a lot of love and light and safe travels, my beautiful friend in Cranbrook. And hopefully we can chat again on this show. And if you want to find me, you can find me at bernicebissonpsychic.com. My appointments are normally an hour long. I can cram a lot into a short period, but I really love to kind of go deep into the psyche, and I love to spend time with your loved ones. Thank you for spending time with me, and we'll see you again in 7 days.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Medicine for Your Spirit with Raylene Byrne. Raylene Byrne. Live from RayleneByrne.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Medicine for Your Spirit
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Namaste, everybody. Raylene Byrne, Medicine for Your Spirit. First of all, I just want to offer a really big heart moment. Whoever's watching, whoever's listening, whenever you're watching, whenever you're listening, just to breathe into your heart for a moment and set the intent that all this chaotic stuff happening at the moment is bathed in peace, that peace can infiltrate into the hearts and minds of all. And just see that in your own heart and just let it be a beautiful resonance that you're offering as a gift of love, as an intention, as an act of peace. I woke up this morning and once I did all my bits and pieces, I was sent this beautiful little cartoon, I suppose, an illustration, and it was in steps, and I want to share it with you. The first step was, you know, two groups of people, us and them. That's what it was, us and them, and this conflict. And then it panned out, and it was like bigger groups of people with a divide. And then it panned out again, then it was much bigger with a bigger divide, like the Grand Canyon divide. And then it panned out, and it was seeing Earth with this tiny moment of conflict. And the bigger picture of this was, we live on this one tiny little rock spinning in the whole of the universe. And all of humanity together on this one place, which is our home, and we're fighting around us and them. I looked at it and went, wow, this is really incredible. It's just such a different perspective. So I've got a call. I missed the name. I think it's Leslie, sorry. Leslie?
Yeah. Hi, Raylene. Yep. Leslie here. Can you hear
What
me?
was that? Sorry. I can hear you. How can I help and support?
Oh, thank you. I was wondering if I can get more of a general reading about like where I'm at with like my soul growth.
Your soul
Growth.
what,
Development.
soul flow, soul growth. Okay, great. Sometimes my the gets a bit muffled and I don't get quite clear on some of the words. So this is for Leslie, and it's aligning with her soul growth. So let's see what is here for her. What's coming up first? I feel like I want to do 4 aspects for you. So the first one is your earth element. This is sort of where you're at right now, or what's sort of going on, the groundedness. So let's have a look at this one. For Leslie, here we go. Okay, so this is about miracles. This is miracles. You know, we all want a miracle in our life. We want a miracle on the planet right now. But this is really about perceptions. This is about how, and Wayne Dyer said it very eloquently many years ago. He offered, and it's stuck in my mind, a miracle is a change in perception. So this is basically saying where you're at right now, whatever's going on, you need to have a different perspective and a different perception of it, because that will open up other pathways of solutions and what else is possible. So that's the first one. That's the groundedness. So the grounded energy for us is it's up to us. I change my thinking, I change my perspectives, I change my perceptions, and then life offers me many, many, many other opportunities or invitations or pathways. So that's your first thing. This is for your soul growth. The next one is the water energy, the element. What do you need to release? This is a good one. You got to release fear. Fear is, it's about, and you know what? I'm going to give you a little tool here. Fear, we've all got fear, and at the moment the war drums are getting louder and louder. So it's cultivating and bringing up a lot of fear and worry in people. And it's very old. Most of us go through life using the word fear. I'm fearful of asking for this, or I'm fearful of doing that, or I'm fearful. Fear is a very paralytic energy. It paralyzes us. And as soon as we start using the word fear in our language, because it's so important, our language is important, what we're telling ourselves is, I can't do anything. I'm paralyzed. Because our instinctive fear will stop us from jumping off a building to see if we can fly. It's about survival. That's our instinctive fear. We've all got it because it's survival. But most of us use the term fear for many, many things in life. So I suggest, this is for your soul growth, change the word fear in your dialogue to the word lack. What am I lacking right now? So, for example, if I'm fearful of asking my boss for a raise, I'm not really fearful, I'm lacking confidence. If I'm fearful of taking the step into the next stage of my life, I'm not really fearful of it because I want to do it, but I'm lacking a vision, or I'm lacking clarity, or I'm lacking direction. So a really good way to discern and define whether we're really in fear as a restriction, contraction, is this about survival, is to change to the word lack, and then say to yourself, what am I lacking around this situation? Because when we understand what we're lacking, then we have movement because we can work on that. So that's your release energy, releasing the fear, looking at the lack perhaps, changing the word fear to lack, and seeing what energy comes up for the action, what steps you need to take. The next one here is fire energy. Or I like this one. This is rhythm. This is finding your own rhythm. So that your soul, our souls are going through such a massive awakening right now. Our souls are stepping forward and going, come with me. I know the way. I know the way. Listen to me. Trust me. There's nothing to fear. I'm never going to do anything to you or put you in a position that is not for you. Listen to me. Trust me. So this is finding our rhythm. And finding our rhythm means we have to have awareness of what's going on around, but pull our energy in and direct it and focus it on who we are, what we want, and where we're going. How do I want to feel in the next week? How can I cultivate those feelings today so when I get to next week, I'm already in that space? So this is about finding your own rhythm, finding your way. It's not going to be the same as anything or anybody else, because this is you understanding your uniqueness. So this is the fire. This is like dance, drum, get out there and stomp. You know, it's like real grounded movement. This one builds the energy, star jumping, you know, going for fierce walks, get the energy moving, get the fire happening, because it helps us find our rhythm. I hope you understand what I'm saying. And the last one is the spirit, the air energy, which is all about expansion. So what are you expanding towards, and what's expanding towards you? And we have reverence. Look at this. Look how beautiful that is. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, it's all this light. So this is reverence, is this sense of devotion to self. Devotion to self, devotion to your own soul, knowing, trust, growth, your own sovereignty. Our soul is begging to be heard even more and more. And 2023 has been the year where we're meant to be connecting deeper to it. If we haven't done it so far, or we haven't really devoted time to it, the next 3 months is going to be buckle up, baby, because it's coming. It is going to go crazy and weird and fierce, because our soul, between now and the end of the year, we have to have a very strong connection. So the expansion is for you treating yourself with great respect, great honoring, great devotion, and making time for yourself. And, you know, one of the things that people don't do is sit for 5 minutes with nothing, no music, no guided meditations, no background noise, like, you know, TV going, nothing. Just sit anywhere quietly for 5 minutes a day, close your eyes, and just be with yourself completely. That's all you have to do. And when you start doing that, it's quite remarkable what you start to have awareness of and feel and see within yourself. Just 5 minutes a day of complete, I'm just being with myself. That's an act of devotion. And that allows our soul to come to life even more and start being more involved and more direct in our life. And I feel that's what you're really asking is, I just want to live more from my soul.
Yes, thank you so much, Raylene. Everything you said was like resonated 100%, even from the beginning with the Dreyer, Dwayne Dreyer quote about changing your perspective. I have been listening to the subliminals. I feel like I have some subconscious fears holding me back, that I'm going to fail. And now all of a sudden I have this new energy to me that I want to try. I feel like I've been stuck, girl. I feel like I've been living the same day over and over again for the last 8 years. And I don't want to do that anymore. I'm not living. I'm not thriving. And I have definitely been a lot more engaging in self-care. I am a social worker by trade. So I'm a helper and a healer. I'm a Reiki healer. And yeah, I definitely have felt that nudge to kind of like focus on myself for sure. And
great.
Not, yeah.
Can I just give you one small suggestion? One small suggestion. Because it's easy to fall into ruts. It's easy because life just gets a bit full and, you know, we just want to get things done. A really good this is a suggestion. I've lived this year and it's made a massive change in my life, is simply this. Every day, do one thing different. So if your routine is to get up in the morning and, I don't know, do yoga, do your meditation, have a shower, clean your teeth, and then go to work, mix it up. Do something different.
Take a different route.
Just doing
I've heard that.
One thing different every day opens up different pathways in the brain, and we start being a little bit more inspired and a little bit more energized and a little bit more motivated. Pardon me.
Awesome. Thank you. And, you know, thank you for the reminder, Raylene. I did used to just make everything stop. And literally it was only 5 minutes because my workload is full. I like that. Not overwhelming. It's just full. Life could get full. I'm gonna borrow that from you. So that's definitely a very good reminder. I don't know how much time there's left, but can you tell me what my spiritual gifts are?
I've just been given the message that it's about time to go. I will say one of your spiritual gifts is support. I'm hearing it very strongly, but you've got to support yourself before you can support others. You're doing what one of your spiritual gifts is. I feel that if you're looking for the external stuff, don't look there. Go in here. Go in and ask your soul, how do you best want to express yourself through me?
Ooh, I like that.
And you get your answer.
I like that. I was thinking more about, like, when it comes to spiritual gifts, like, I kind of feel like I'm intuitive, and I'll get, like, random dreams that say that like, tell the future, but, like, I don't know how to hone it in and what I'm supposed to be doing with that. Like,
well, you can contact me privately. This is, I have to go, but this is it's been really lovely speaking with you, and I'm glad I've been able to be of help. This is Raylene Byrne, Medicine for Your Spirit. Please find me on my website, and I would really love to take you further with this.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Sacred Insight with Andrea Baker. Live from mindbodynourish.etsy.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Sacred Insight
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sacred Insights. Thank you for joining me today. So today is the 1010 portal, and we are well into the month of October. So this is spooky season for me. To me, it's the most wonderful time of the year, or at least one of the most wonderful times of the year anyway. So in these next few weeks, we're leading up to Halloween or Samhain. Now, Samhain looks like it would be spelled Samhain, like Samhain, but it is pronounced Samhain, like Sowen. People say that there's a thinning of the veil between this world and the spirit world during this time. And things are more energetically sensitive. People can be more sensitive to the unseen and untapped worlds. But with it being shadow and spooky season right now, or at least coming into it, today I'm going to chat a little bit about some shadowy subjects like psychic attack and our shadow self. So, like, shadow work was coined by the psychiatrist Carl Jung, and it refers to the process of understanding and integrating the aspects of ourselves that have been repressed due to trauma, denial about it due to shame, and ignored, which can cause a person to project negative, intense emotions onto other people. So that's why shadow work is important, because it helps prevent that. So, especially when a person is triggering them, it's easier to be triggered when we have not kind of sat with our shadow side, because everybody has that. So usually that is due to no fault of the other person normally. And then The shadow represents the parts of our personality that we have disowned, that we've rejected, such as our insecurities, repressed emotions, negative traits, unhealed, disowned traits that can result in sending out psychic attack towards another person. Like psychic attack is a spiritual concept, and it describes negative or harmful, intense energy being directed towards another person's well-being. And it can come from someone who either intentionally or unintentionally projects that negative energy or having attacking thoughts and emotions towards another person. So psychic attack can come from energetic attachments that a person may have, but doesn't realize it a lot of the times. Usually they don't realize it. And negative entities can get in your energy through rips or holes in one's own aura when our frequency is compromised. So that can wreak havoc on our lives, our emotions. It can influence a person's actions. And psychic attack can come from emotional turmoil. It can come from envy, unresolved issues. And so it can be sent through thought, word, or deed. It energetically results in a lot of negative karma for the one sending it. And we do reap what we sow. The target of such an energetic attack may start to feel energetically drained, unexplained fear, anxiety, depression. It can cause sleep disturbances, physical fatigue that doesn't have any apparent cause. And this is similar to what is referred to as the evil eye. Now, this concept of the evil eye has roots in Mediterranean countries. It's believed that when someone with ill intention looks at another with ill will, it can cause harm or misfortune to the person who is the recipient of this energy. So now this is not a proven phenomenon, of course, but everything is energy, even our thoughts. And when we think negatively of another person, speaking with negativity towards like gossip, especially coupled with emotion, we are sending out energy to them. We're sending it out to the universe as well. Now, it does come back like a boomerang, but we don't always know that that's what's happening because it doesn't look like necessarily the same thing that we sent out. It can come in another form, but eventually it does come back. And it keeps energetic ties to that person with us. And like I work with a lot of different spiritual practices to help protect and cleanse my space. Just remember, this is not about instilling any type of fear. You know, it can be dealt with. So please don't fall victim, especially to anybody trying to scam you or telling you that you're cursed or need to pay like a bunch of money for them to remove it. That is not at all what this is about. It's just a matter of understanding and protecting your energy on a daily basis, having that energetic hygiene, which is important to have that practice. So if you feel like something has been sent to you, or if you pick something up, you can release it, you can cleanse it. And, you know, intention is important. So there's things like prayer, aura cleansing meditations, and like protection mantras. They are great, and you can get them on YouTube. Also, of course, we say this all the time, but visualizing yourself in a bubble of golden white light and intending that no negative energy can get in, and that, you know, you're sealed off from negativity, but it does allow in love. So it's not like you're blocking out the good too, okay? Salt baths are good, but crystals are really, really important, and helping protecting your energy. I wear them as jewelry. If you haven't already noticed, I usually have a lot of it on. pretty much every day. And, good crystals for protection are a lot of the black crystals. There's black tourmaline, black obsidian, smoky quartz, the black kyanite that looks like a blade. Those are really, really protective. I love bringing in like the high vibrational crystals to like raise our frequency. Selenite is one of my favorites, and as is clear quartz. Citrine is also really good for raising your vibration too. But you can use other tools like meditation of the violet flame to burn away any lower energy. That's what it's for, and it does work really well. I've used all of these; they do work really well. So, just a quick note: working with the angels is important and it can help you with your energy. It can help for protection, especially Archangel Michael for clearing my space. I do that every day. You can just look up a little short prayer to him online or whatever you're comfortable with. But also, he is great to work with if you feel fear of any sort. Like if you call him in, you'll notice that and ask him to remove that fear and, help him cleanse all that energy. You'll notice that you actually do feel better. So we are all sovereign beings of light, but we can be affected at times. Our energy sometimes is compromised. Sometimes we're going through things. Sometimes our energy is just really open, especially empaths. And, I've noticed some people say to bring your aura closer into you. I'll do that sometimes, but, sometimes people are just upset and they can send it to you unintentionally. It's just, there's a lot of things that happen with that. And so it is important, again, not to instill any fear, but just to be mindful about cleansing our energy. But, that's why shadow work is really good, because we are going to be more mindful of our own feelings. When we think about someone or something, if we're triggered, like I was saying, it goes to them like a target, and people don't realize the energy that our thoughts send out, okay, good or bad, especially when we have the intense emotions. So if we all have that more of that self-awareness, and everybody at some point feels jealous or envious, and dealing with those things or dealing with shame and pain, and reflecting on that and working on it instead of walking around with it within us, we would have more emotionally fulfilling lives, emotionally fulfilling relationships, and just everything would be more balanced. And, we would have more love, understanding, and compassion for ourselves as well as others. And it would really help, people be more mindful of their own thoughts, their own feelings towards themselves, because self-love is really, what it's all about in a lot of ways. So that is a big part of spiritual transformation, is to embrace both the light and the dark aspects of our personality. And so I pulled a couple of cards, and we've got cycles, which is talking about what comes around and goes around. I pulled this after I wrote my notes. So it's just so amazing how spirit works like that, because that's talking about the karma. We reap what we sow. And then we've got choices, which your thoughts are like magnets. And that's actually what the book says about on this card, which is so, funny, because that's exactly, again, what I was talking about. We did get the forbidden card. So if a door seems closed, it's probably not your door. Sometimes the rejection is protection, and it can really put us in that, more intense emotion sometimes, that we want something and it's almost like we're being rejected from it. So just keep that in mind. It really probably is happening for a reason, and that it's okay. And we've got movement, which is talking about success. So that doing these things brings about happiness and success. And Spirit puts us on the path that is really meant for us, even if we did not, think that it was going to be working out in that way. Spirit knows what's best for our path, and that's going to bring us the most fulfillment, the most happiness, joy, and abundance. And to me, that's kind of like when you're on your path, those are beautiful rewards. So with that, I'm going to close my show. Thank you for joining me. I have videos on TikTok. If you want to head over there, the handle is Mind Body Nourish. And, I have my readings on Stan Store, which is stan.store/Medium Andrea. And then on Facebook and Instagram is Medium Andrea Bacon. And I post collective readings on there several times a week. If you want to go check that out, that would be awesome. But have a beautiful week. Have a great spooky season. And until then, I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for New York City Celebrity Psychic with Perry Lyons. Perry Lyons. Live from PerryLyonsBrilliance.wixsite.com/Perry Lyons.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is New York City Celebrity Psychic
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, cherished ducklings. This is Perry Lyons, and this is Perry Lyons, New York City Celebrity Psychic on Moonstruck TV and A1R Radio. And I am here for you. For those of you who are watching, and bless you, and bless those who are listening too. Just bless everybody. I'm just promiscuously blessing. Whee! Okay. If you're watching, you'll notice that I do not look like I do normally. I am in my happy place, which is my library in my house, and I'm in my Halloween costume. I'm dressed as a superhero. My superheroes are librarians. So I am dressed as a librarian, and we're going to be very intelligent for this program. And we'll all learn the Dewey Decimal System together. But anyway, I'm here for you. So wherever you are, whether it's in the UK, hi to all my friends in the UK, and my brother, hello, or Australia, and love to all my friends in Oz, and New Zealand, love to all my friends there. It's good to know people all around the world. Canada, so wherever you're listening, I'm sending you love, and I'm telling you that I'm here to answer your questions with our trademark, evidentially proven, is that redundant? 92% accuracy rate. And also just, I really love my callers. I really do. I mean, not in a creepy way. I'm not like going to wind up under your couch or something, but so call in, and I'm here to answer your deepest and most personal questions. Meanwhile, we're going to do the Psychic Tarot weather. I can't see through these. There, now I look even more smart. What the heck did I do with my cards? They're in my purse. Sorry about that. Brief moment of confusion. Hello. Okay, so here's how the Psychic Tarot weather works. Oh, Foxborough, Massachusetts. That's where my ancestors lived from 1632 on. Hi, Michaela. And Michaela's my favorite name.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, sweetie.
Me
I'm good.
too.
I'm just going to do the psychic tarot weather. Can you hang out for 3 minutes? What I'd like you to do
Yep.
is breathe really deeply and then breathe out through your mouth like this, like you're blowing out a birthday candle. That activates the vagus nerve, not the vagus nerve, in which you wake up in a hotel room with sex workers, but that's a different story and enough about my personal life. So keep doing that and concentrate on your question, and I'll be back with you in 3 minutes. 3, count them 3. Okay, ready? Here's how the psychic tarot weather works. And it really works, and I don't know why. The first cards are for the beginning of the week, which is today and tomorrow. The second card is for the middle of the week, which is the next couple of days. And the third card is the end of the week, which is next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And the cards address, well, you'll see. They address what's going on, and you'll find they're oddly accurate. So, oh, that's interesting. The first card has to do with either being in, being around, or thinking about a happy relationship. This is actually a marriage card for me. In my readings, it tends to turn up as an engagement marriage card, and or what it also means in my 20 years of readings is that you know exactly what you want in a relationship, and that relationship is coming towards you. If you're in a relationship, it might mean that you're in a very happy time. If you're somebody who's got a crush on somebody else, just pick up the phone and call them, for heaven's sakes. Stop being such a chicken. So it's a really nice card. It's a card of romantic possibility and romantic expansion. See, they're standing under a big rainbow filled with cups. They might be tripping, but that's okay. I love doing that. Interestingly, the next card has to do with not beginnings, not commitments, but mediums. Not me, although I am a medium. What this card often means is that moment right before, like either making a commitment or walking away from something. So, for instance, if you've lived in Hong Kong for 5 years, but you're not sure if you should live there anymore, this is the moment where you're going to be weighing all factors and deciding if you want to stay in Hong Kong or come back to wherever you live in the States or wherever you live anywhere. If you're in a relationship, this means that you're at the moment right before both of you have maybe said the L word or the M word, which is monogamy, or the C word, which is commitment, or the S word, which is shut up, Pear, just put the card away. Okay. But it means you're in that moment right before something, right before you make a commitment. You're in that moment where you're balancing things. The last card is it doesn't look like a fun card. It is a fun card. It's the 10 of Pentacles, which is a card of unexpected wealth or unexpected money, or finding that you have an inheritance or some sort of legacy or something that you didn't know about. Interestingly, quick note on this. Sometimes we can have things in our houses that are worth a great deal of money and we don't know it. An example of this is the family murderer, John List, who was so embarrassed about being broke and not having a job, he pretended to go to work for a year. Then one day he just killed his entire family so they wouldn't be embarrassed for him. I think they would have rather be embarrassed for him, but that's okay. Anyway, it turns out that all the time that he was so worried about being broke, he had a mid-century chandelier done by a famous architect, which I guess had come with the house they bought, which turned out to be worth $500,000. So I don't know what the moral of the story is. The moral of the story is find out how much your chandelier is worth before doing anything rash. Okay. Michaela, I love that name. That is my favorite girl's name. Are you still there, my angel?
Thank
You
you.
still breathing?
Yes. Yep.
Good. I'm glad in both accounts. Okay. So what's your question, my angel? Oh, first tell me your birthday. I always connect people through their birthdays.
April 30th, 1996.
Oh, I love Tauruses. 1996, 1984, 1972. Oh, so your year of the rat, which is better than it sounds. Rats are if you're born in the year of the rat, you tend to be very socially kind of gifted, very good at communication, very persistent, and you're probably living in a New York subway. No, sorry, New York joke. All right. It feels like you have a couple of questions, but we're gonna stick to one. Do you want to go with the love one or the career one?
Love.
Cool. Okay. And do you have a specific question?
Anything that's coming up. Nothing very specific. I am in a relationship, been in one for 6.5 years.
By the way, the love fish haven't been biting much for anybody recently. That's going to change soon. Let me see what I get. Is there somebody specific you kind of have your crush eye on?
Yep, my boyfriend of 6 years.
Oh, okay. Well, the
Lana.
way you said that, I thought maybe I got that you were in a relationship, but I didn't get but the way you asked the question, I wasn't sure if you were. So forgive me.
Oh, yes, I was. I am.
Yeah, you are. Actually, I think things are going pretty well. I mean, you guys are kind of taking each other for granted. That's par for the course after 6 years. I would stay tuned for the holidays because I think he's probably going to pop the question on New Year's Eve. Um, honestly, this is going to be a pretty short reading because I think you guys might have hit a couple of bumps recently, which who doesn't in relationships?
Yeah.
I vaguely remember.
He just lost his brother last week in a tragic car accident in Florida.
Oh God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful. It's going to take him, be really patient with him. It's going to take him at least 6 months to be back to normal. So just give him a lot of shoulder rubs and hugs and chocolate and whatever
What I've been doing.
like. Yeah. No, I can tell you're a very good caretaker. You really are.
Definitely rocky, but
yeah, no, that's very hard. It took me a year and a half to get over that when that happened to me. So I still walk into walls occasionally.
I definitely miss my loved ones in heaven.
Yeah, yeah. I think that what's going to happen, because I'm getting often men get married when they lose a parent anyway, it's this sort of reaching for stability. And because you're a really good girlfriend, you're a good friend, you're a good girlfriend, I wanted to say good teacher. I don't think you're a teacher, but where'd that come from?
No.
You're not. No, you're not. But you've a talent for teaching people how to do stuff, though. I will say that.
I mean, I'm a stay-at-home mom, if that makes any difference.
That's great. That's kind of the most important job you can have. You're making sure that they're really good people for the next, for our world. So thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you from all of us. Do you have 2 kids or 3 kids?
2.
Okay, you're going to have another. Enjoy. Perry is a good name for a boy or a girl. That's my name. Just thought I'd say that. But as I said, Michaela's my favorite name. What else am I getting for you? Honestly, you're just a lovely person. It's amazing. You live in Foxborough. Oh, it's just there. Nice town. What were you about to say,
maybe anything from my loved ones.
Oh, okay. Let's be specific, because if I found out on this show,
my dad,
this is an interesting thing. Cool. And let me tell you what happens.
Or my father-in-law.
Let's see who shows up. Let me just tell you the reason that I asked people to be specific, because I found out while doing over 250 shows here, when people, and this is not you, I just found it out, when people ask, is there anybody there for me? What happens is we open the door and everybody rushes to the door.
Yeah.
And usually the first people to get
more
there.
or less my dad.
What? Yeah.
More or less my dad.
Okay, hold on. Oh, he's lovely. Was he balding?
Was he what?
Balding.
I'm not sure.
Losing his hair in the middle.
Oh yeah, he's definitely going bald. No doubt about that.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. He's like, I can't believe that's the first thing you found to say about me. You're also very handsome, sir. He's worried about one of your siblings. Feels like it might be a sister.
I have 2 sisters. Actually, I have 3.
Well, one of them, he also loves you, by the way. He loves you a lot. You're actually kind of the most like him of all the kids. Does that make sense to you?
Mhm.
You have a lot of his strengths. He was a
Yeah.
really steady guy. I think he was a wonderful father. He's one of those. Oh yeah. Well, you were, sir. He's one of those people who was just born to be a dad. Oh, and you were oh, he's. Oh my God! Don't let your sisters watch this. You have a brother too, or am I?
Yes, I have a brother.
Yeah. Okay. Damn,
He
I'm
lives
good.
in Arizona.
That's okay. He's still your brother. Um,
Yep.
I'm kidding. I'm just being playful. He sends his love to all of you. Out of the girls, you're his favorite. I know you don't think that, but I'm telling you, you're his favorite. Oh, I love saying that. He really,
I'll tell
he,
my sisters.
what?
I said, don't tell my sisters that.
No, I'm not going to. They're not going to watch this show. We're not going to let them. Um, he's very happy. It's interesting. It's funny that I'm doing this show from the library because I don't know if you like to read or he's one of the things we do when we cross over is we study and we take classes and stuff because Earth is a learning experience. And then when we get to the other side, we get to reenact great times from our lives. Wow, he's also showing me himself at around 30-ish. He was a good looking guy.
Yeah.
Nice looking man. Yeah. He says, that's how I got your mom. Apparently your mom's very pretty.
Yeah.
Hey, that was a real love story, he says. That's so nice. I love hearing that. Yay. Okay, so he wants you to get married. He loves your kids. Uh, do you have a little boy?
I do have a little boy.
Yeah. He's with both kids a lot. A lot. He's kind of their guardian angel, for lack of a better phrase. Um, he's very protective of them, but the little boy is having some issues right now, so your dad is very much with him. And he's fine. He's a great little boy. You got great kids. I really like them. Oh, he's so cute.
Thank you.
Is his middle name one of a name that's linked to your dad or your dad's family?
His middle name is linked to my son's dad. So my son's a junior. So his middle name is my boyfriend's middle name and his dad's middle name, and then one of his brother's middle name, which is my son's godfather.
Okay. For some reason, I'm always going to remember that. I don't know why. So when you call back again, I'll be able to repeat that back to you. I'm not kidding. I don't know why that just sunk in. And your dad is like, I'm over here. Hello. Okay. What else? I like him. It's interesting because he was very smart, but he's also got like this working man down to earthness. Does that fit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very down to earth guy. He liked beer. He would like to tell you that he likes beer.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Did he bowl or am I crazy? I mean, the two, I can be crazy and he can bowl. So.
We would bowl. We would bowl.
So I think we've got enough confirmatory things here to say that this is your dad. He's balding. He is lovely. He likes beer. He likes bowling. He's very much with your son. What was his? Did he have a very sort of solid American first name, like John, something like that? It's not John, but what was his first name?
Who? My father, Michael.
Yeah. Oh, good. Oh, well, there you go, Michaela. What a coincidence. Yeah, I like him a lot. Do you mind if I ask, is he Catholic? Because it's none of my business. He seems like he's got a spiritual side.
Yeah, I don't
okay, he can't stay too much longer. He wants to. What?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
Was he specific on the sister he was worried about?
No, I think she might be getting in with other bad. I don't think he likes. Does she have a boyfriend or girlfriend or a llama? Whatever. I don't think she
Yeah,
likes her partner very much. What?
Yeah, my sister's married, and the other one, she has boyfriends. I don't know.
I'm not sure which one he's worried about. I don't think it's the married one. One of them, I think he's worried that she's getting in with some bad company. That's all. That's all he's saying. And I think it's the middle one. Oh no, the middle one's married. Hold on.
No, the oldest is married. The middle is not.
It's the middle one. Okay. Oh, you're the youngest?
Yep.
Me too. Yeah. Youngest rule. Okay. It's the middle one. I'm not sure why he's worried because he's fading. What he wants you to know is he loved you very much. He's also he made some mistakes. He could have a tiny bit of a quick temper, but he really loved you and you were just the center of his universe. So don't forget that. And he's with your kids. I don't want to say especially the boy, but especially the boy. Very much with you. And you are going to be getting married next year. If you need any bridesmaids, dear, I'm just saying. Just don't put me in one of those. Thank you. Just don't put me in one of those bridesmaids gowns. You know how like brides want to make themselves look good, so they stick their poor friends in the like most hideous gowns ever.
Oh, I know.
have been in unimaginably horrible gowns for my friends. God bless them, but I'm never wearing burgundy again, people. Just not happening. So you're good. Oh, okay. We've got Mary holding for us, who is in New Hampshire. It's a New England show tonight. Yes, my people. I'm a Mayflower descendant. So, listen, Michaela, it's really nice meeting you. And your father has to go back now, but he says he's very much with you. You can also ask him for help with stuff. Is that okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure, love. God bless you. Take care. Mwah. Mary, thank you for waiting. You're an angel. When's your birthday? Oops. Okay, well, I went on a little too long with Michaela. The thing is, when people ask for mediumship work, it feels kind of rude because to stop early because these people have come all the way from the other side. So it only feels polite to like chat to them, maybe offer them a sandwich, a spectral sandwich. I've been getting emails lately, and actually I got some letters from you guys. Thank you. And thank you for the fan art. I love fan art. Feel free to send more. You send it care of Moonstruck TV, A1R Radio. I'm Perry Lyons, but I just love that stuff. Thank you so much. People want to know, oh, Mary, you're back. Hello.
Hi. Hi,
I'm
hello.
sorry. I didn't mean to keep you waiting. So, my darling,
that's okay.
I like to connect. Oh, thank you. That's very kind. I like to connect to people through their birthdays. So when is your birthday?
January 22nd.
Oh, you're an Aquarius. Woo! I'm going to charge extra for this. Which, considering it's free, probably means that I'll wind up paying you. I love Aquarius, but you guys are not like the rest of us. In a good way. Oh, you're not. You're all sort of weird geniuses. Which is a good thing. Okay. What is your question, my angel? How can I help?
Just a general question. I don't know what your expertise area is.
I'm good at everything, baby.
Question. Just general. I'm just floating, barely treading water here. So, whatever you have to give, whatever you feel.
Sweetheart. Well, you've had a lot of loss in the last few years. So if you're exhausted, you're tired all the time, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it. This is not forever. So I want you to hear this. And you called the right place because I just came out of this. I lost my mom and my fiance and the postman and anybody else who was standing around. And you've had a lot of you lost some possessions too. I don't know how that happened, but I'm sorry about that. But it was 2 years. Yeah, we won't go into that, but you know what I'm talking about.
I do. Yes, I lost both of my daughters.
What? Oh my God, that's beyond. Oh, my God, I knew you'd had loss. I didn't know that's the worst thing I can imagine. My heart is with you, and they're beautiful, and they just showed up. Okay, they're beautiful, and you gave them beautiful names too. Okay, first of all, they want you to know that nothing was your fault. They love you very much. I want to say something. It's not the name Yolanda, but it's a beautiful name. Both of them have beautiful names. What are their names, please, and their birthdays?
Tamara.
Oh, okay, that's right. Okay, yeah.
Tamara, July 9th, 1979, and Rebecca was
oh my God.
March 24th.
When's her birthday?
1982. I'm sorry?
What was it? When is Rebecca or Rosetta?
Rebecca.
Okay. I love that name. Great New England name. When's her birthday?
Yeah. It was March 24th, 1982.
Well, first of all, they're sorry. They know it's not their fault, but both of them are incredibly sorry for the pain that you've been in, and that they were even, because they love you so much. Boy, they love you. I can see you cuddling up with the both of them, watching TV or reading them a book. Wow. They're very present. You can talk to them and they will hear you. Know that. And I'm not making this up. This is true. Oh, they're lovely too.
Okay.
I think they both have, one has darker hair and one has more reddish hair. Is that correct? Or she might have dyed it blonde at one point.
Yeah. One is darker than the other. Yeah.
Yeah, got it. And I was hearing what Yolanda was me trying to translate Tamara from, it's an exotic name. I have 2 minutes. So here's what I'm going to say. First of all, they have a brother?
Yes, I have a brother.
Okay. They want him to know that they love him very much. And they're sorry they left him alone. And if he steps out of line, they're just going to come back and hit him around the head. They both, they were very good. All three of them were very close. Oh, gosh. They're lovely girls. They have beautiful skin, both of them. And beautiful. It's going to sound really crazy, but they both have really great noses. I'm sorry, that's nuts, but they do. They have beautifully shaped noses. I know that's crazy, but it runs in your family. I can tell you're lovely. Here's what you need to know. I've got 60 seconds. They love you. That when they come to you in dreams, that's not a dream. That's a visit. Okay. They're happy. Okay. It is really nice over there, but you're not allowed to go there if you off yourself. So don't do that. But give yourself time and rest. Drink a huge amount of water. It's the best way to flush out emotions. Cry your eyes out. Eat good food and let your friends support you, because you still take care of everybody and you won't let people support you. So please let your friends take care of you. They love you. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
And it's good for you to be in community. Join as many, whether it's church or synagogue or a knitting circle. Don't join a knitting circle. The worst politics I've ever known were in a knitting circle. But get involved in something you like, because you have a lot to give the world. You have a really good 30 plus years ahead of you. And I want to see you use that. You're important.
I hope so.
No, please trust me. I have a freaking New Yorker article. Please believe me. You're important. You're going to feel better. You won't forget them, but you will start to remember what it feels like to feel happy again. Let yourself rest. Let yourself be supported by people, and know that things are going to get better, and soon.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for the Psychic Side with John Capello. John Capello. Live from johncapello.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is the Psychic Side
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Psychic Side here on the A1R Psychic Radio Network, Moonstruck TV, the #1 psychic radio network on Earth. We're delighted to have you here today. I appreciate you joining me. I'm John Capello, and I'm your host. I am a psychic medium from the Dallas, Texas area. So I'm hoping that you'll join me today and listen to some of the things that I have to say, So we are a program that is debunks the skeptics because we believe very much in psychic ability, and we want you to as well, because we believe that being psychic is part of a healthy lifestyle. And the simple reason for that is because it helps you be in touch with who you are. It helps you be in touch with your feelings, your visions, your hearing, everything. And so if you're in touch with who you are and you're recognizing the signs and the symbols that are coming to you from the design, then you may be able to recognize health issues. You may be able to recognize things that you normally wouldn't be paying attention to. So being psychic is a healthy lifestyle, and I'm glad that you're listening to our program today. And so, we've been talking a little bit about the Middle East. We've been talking a little bit about things going on in the world. I talk about astrology. I talk a little bit about mediumship, and of course, psychic ability. It's something that's very much in my life. Last weekend, I went to Abilene, Texas, where we had our astral projection workshop. We had a few students there. It was a fun weekend, and I'm glad that I had so many people show up. We did a lot of aura pictures, so it was also a good thing. So this week, I'm still very concerned about what's going on in the Middle East because of the sneaky tragedies that have gone on as far as the strategy is concerned by the people that want to annihilate an entire group of people, an entire civilization of people. And their allies are very diabolical as well. Last week we talked about the angel Lucifer, and how Lucifer was such a conniver and such a person of jealousy. And this is what's happening now. We have so many people jealous of, like the Israelis, the Jewish people, that they will stop at nothing, even go to the point to where they will kill themselves or have their families killed. And it's part of a derangement syndrome. And we see that derangement syndrome spilling over into our country and to other countries that are supporting the activities of October 7th. And I'm just going to say it that way because if you want to annihilate an entire group of people, there's something wrong. That's derangement. I'm also glad, though, that the media is being called out about it because their behavior is just absolutely abominable. And we've been saying that for quite a long time. And astrologically, we see Saturn in the third house of the United States. And the third house is the house of communication, where we also right now have Neptune residing there. It's not residing there, it's transiting there. So it's transiting there, and that's media for me. And it's always about illusion. It's always about setting things up that aren't real. And that's what's going on right now. The media is setting things up that aren't real by supporting or acting like they support Hamas. So not all of them, but the legacy media just is disgraceful. So So I'm seeing astrology work. You're seeing astrology work. You're seeing how the planets work in real time. You need to get your chart done and see how the planets work in your life. And so you're not with me, so with someone else. So I hope that you will have a little bit better respect for astrology after you see how powerful it is. So I've been talking a lot about angels in the past few weeks. I've been talking a little bit about the archangels, and I've been talking about Gabriel. I talked about Uriel. I talked about Michael. I've talked a little bit about Raphael, the doctor angel. But I want to kind of wrap it up in this week if I can, and just before we go to our first caller. I'm going to go ahead and just give you the names of some of the other, the 15. I call them the Big 15 because the archangels have been expanded in so many ways to the number from 4 to 7 to 15, and the 15 are Ariel, Azrael, Shamuel, Gabriel, Haniel, Jeremiah. Then you have Michael. You have Raguel, you have Uriel, you have Jophiel, you have Raphael, Zadkiel, Metatron, and Raziel. So before the end of the show, I hope I'm able to give you a little bit about each one, just at least one word, so that you'll know which angel to ask for guidance or to give you a little bit of insight. So let's go to our first caller. And who is that? I thought we had a first caller. Hi, Brandy. How are you today?
Hi.
Okay.
I'm doing
Brandy,
good. How are you?
Fine. That's good. You're in Saratoga Springs, Utah. Great. That's great. So Brandy, it just seems like you have a lot on your mind today. Lots of decisions to make around you.
Yes.
Okay. Is one of them where you want? Okay. Do you happen to be either a Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Pisces? Either any of those signs?
Capricorn.
Oh, you're Capricorn. Okay. Well, Capricorn's really going through it. Capricorn is going through the last stages of Pluto being leaving that sign. Actually, today it's 27 degrees Capricorn, which is right on the money where it was during the American Revolution. And for you, Capricorn is all about endings, okay? And so big endings, so like a way of life. So you are trying to let go of some things. So is that right? Are you trying to let go maybe of the way you live or where you live, and just kind of wanting a new scene for things?
You know yes. In some areas, yes.
Okay.
Not moving. I mean, this is a new beginning for us.
Okay.
But trying to have a new light in grief. Also trying to go down the health field, trying to change my way of living, eating.
Okay. You want to upgrade? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So when you say it's like I say, you just want to let go of maybe some of the past, some of the things that have held you back in the past, and look forward to the future, because the past can weigh us down, and if we get drugged back into it, we can't change it. And if there are people that were in the past that we can't that won't work with us, then we just gotta let them go. You know. So did you just recently move to Utah? Is where you or have you been in Utah all this time?
Yeah, I've been in Utah all this time, just a new area.
New area, okay.
A lot further away from what I'm used to. But I love it here. It's peaceful.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's a good sign. But you said you were in grief as well. Do you have a mother or grandmother in spirit?
Both of my kids, my son and daughter.
Oh, both your son and daughter are in spirit. Oh my. I was seeing a woman in spirit. I thought it was, but do you have, is your mother still here, or is she in spirit?
My mom's still here, but I have a grandma who was really close to me, like my mother.
Okay, okay. So this might be grandmother and your daughter that want to come in first. It just feels like your children didn't die at the same time or anything, did they?
No, a year apart from each other.
Okay, but it was close. It was there were because it just almost feels like one was gone and then the next one was gone as well. So
Yeah.
it just feels like they're both in the arms of grandmother. Okay, uh, it it just feels like maybe mother wasn't as dependable as you wanted her to be. Is that right?
Um, she had a different choice of
Okay, all
lifestyle
right,
than
okay,
what I would like.
okay. Well, that's
I'm really close to her now.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's that I'm glad that you are, but I, I I'm just these children. They seem such a strange circumstances. There weren't any drugs involved or anything like that, was there?
Yes, there was.
Okay, for both of them.
Yes,
Okay, so basically they
they
both overdosed.
both of them. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
One.
Gosh, I
Grandma,
you
go let
know,
her in.
sometimes when people take their own lives, it takes them a little while to come in. Okay, and so go ahead.
My daughter died in custody.
In custody. Okay.
And
Okay.
then
Okay. But there were some. She may have been there because of drugs or something, but it just doesn't feel like these were. I can't say normal circumstances, but hard circumstances, and the grief is palatable. Brandy, it just feels like we have to spend a couple of minutes here to just get through this. I just feel like there was a lot of deception around you. Um, and I don't know if has your son ever been violent or anything?
no, no.
Okay. Because, well, maybe the death was because involved some drugs. I just feel like there was violence around him. So what question do you have for me today?
Um, I miss them. I mean, my daughter was put in a bad position. Things going on around her, and I was trying to help her. I know with my son, I don't know if it was accidental or on purpose. Him and his wife were going through a lot, and a lot with the kids. And I don't know. I wanted to see what you had to say.
Well, it's difficult for me to say definitively that he intentionally took his life. We never want to believe that. But he did use some drugs that he should not have used. And sometimes people, they want to see if they can get a bigger high and they accidentally, use too much. So, but this is a young man who's sorry for what he did. And this is a person, we've been talking a little bit about the archangels. And, so there's an archangel called Jeremiel. It's Jeremiel. And I want you to kind of look up that angel because this is an angel about life review. And this is an angel that comes to us when we've had difficulties in life and helps us kind of review life of what happened to us. And so let's hope that this particular angel is around both of your kids because both of them had some things that they needed to clear up, and so we want to hope that these angels are there and that and other archangels. I'll get into them in just a little bit, but I want you to know that both of your children are safe. I think your grandmother is around them and is trying to take care of them. But these were both circumstances that were difficult, and so we have to just pray for them and send healing to them. Okay.
Okay, I do have a question. When my son passed, he left me a big blessing, 5 of them. So I adopted in April my 5 grandchildren. My youngest is a special needs child, and just want to kind of see, if you see my future with them, how you see things going, anything, any messages, anything there.
Okay. Yeah, I hear you. Well, I just feel like, this, like you said, you are starting this new beginning. You're letting go of a lot of the past. So I feel like you're setting a structure. I do want you to watch your health, because I think that you're burning the candle on both ends. And that's not going to be good if you have 5 youngsters that are looking up to you. This is a really big task for you to take on 5 children, but I do feel like it's going to work out okay. I think that as the older ones get stronger and get better, or more capable, that they're going to be there to help you. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Okay. Bye bye. Okay. So before I go to Georgianne in Suffolk, Virginia, I believe that's who it is. I want to just mention to you that these other archangels that we've been talking about. You have Ariel, who's the nature angel. Haniel, which is about intuition and your developing your some of your clairvoyance, but intuition is in general. And of course, we all know about Michael. Michael's about protection. Sandalphon, Sandalphon is the tallest of all of the angels, and he and his brother Metatron, they were the only 2 archangels that lived in human form. They became archangels, and Sandalphon, I think he wears a hat. Okay, he's also a musician. He's the angel for musicians. And then we talk a lot about Azrael, the angel of death. And by the way, the angel of death is a good thing, because when you walk into a new place, especially you walk into the other world, you'd like to have somebody there to help you do that, and that's Azrael. And then Jeremiel is about life review. He's probably one of the first angels you will meet, and talk to you about what you did, and tell you what areas that you needed some help, and he'll be there to help you. Now, Raguel is another angel that helps you heal arguments. So if you've been having some problems with someone, then you might want to call on Raguel to help you. Last week we talked a little about Uriel. He is a wisdom angel, and he protects against watchers. So sometimes people feel like they're being watched by others, and or they feel like they're being watched by evil spirits. Uriel's the one to call for that. Then Shamuel is about courage. Jophiel is positivity. Raphael is the doctor. Zadkiel helps with memory and forgiveness. Gabriel is all about the messages. Metatron is for wisdom with kids. And Raziel is action into wisdom. So we got them all in there. And so now we can go to our caller. And what is your name, ma'am?
Georgianne Hills.
Georgianne, okay. So Georgianne, I don't know why I'm saying this, but have you had some problems around your house lately, or have you had any flooding or water damage or anything?
Not flooding or water damage, having problems with a neighbor.
Oh, with something around the house. Is that person trying to damage something, or is he being?
He's just harassing us. Every time we go out the house, he'll blink the lights and shine lights into my bedroom window all night long.
It's nuts.
just a crazy neighbor.
Crazy neighbor. You know what you ought to do? You ought to get a mirror and put it on your window so that light shines back.
It doesn't work.
Oh, it doesn't work.
I ended up putting aluminum foil because it's my shower, and you can't put a curtain. So I put aluminum foil up to block it. But he's still doing it. I'm trying to get a court date, but I don't know. The system is crazy.
Yeah, it's hard for me I mean, I saw the problems around your house. I just want to make sure that he doesn't do any property damage or try to poison dogs or do something like that. So I'd be aware of it. So I don't know if you could put up a bigger fence to
No, my
around the
fence
area
is
or something like
8
that.
foot. It goes
Your
around
fence
the
is
whole
8 foot.
yard.
Yeah, and he still can shine light into your shower.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Sometimes people do that because they want to buy your property. Okay. And they
We've been here 30 years. He just moved in 3 years ago, and it's been the neighbor from hell the whole time he moved in. He stole from us and then got charged for that, and it was just one thing after the other. Then he got 5 of my nurses' aides quit on me because of him. He called them out of their name, and it's just been one thing after another for the last 3 years.
Yeah. Well, he's trying to get you to move.
But that ain't happening. My house is almost paid off.
Yeah. Well, I know. I'm just telling you that's what it's I think there's something really wrong with him, but I also think he's trying to get you to move, trying to get you to leave. Of course, he's trying to harass you, and so it's sad that people do that, but a lot of times when people have property and the neighbor does adverse things like that, then it's something that you're going to have to keep fighting him on because it's kind of a war of attrition at the moment. So there may also be an opportunity to maybe make him an offer to buy him out. But it just seems like it just feels like that's his main goal.
He lost his job about 3 months ago, so I'm waiting for it to get foreclosed. Hopefully.
Oh, okay. Well, when it forecloses, maybe you can, if you purchase the property, if you can, then you can make sure that you don't have that kind of neighbor move in. All right, because you don't want an investor to move in, because if an investor buys it, then you're going to have a renter next to you. So, and you never know what's going to happen there. So, but I think protecting yourself, surround yourself with white light, and I don't, I'm not sure how I can. What question do you have for me?
I'm trying to open my third eye, and I've just been trying to get in touch with spirit guides to help me with that. Do you have any other suggestions how to open it so I can do mediumship?
Okay. Well, if you want to do mediumship, it's not just about the third eye. The mediumship is extensions of each of your psychic senses, because the third eye is only the clairvoyant portion of mediumship.
Oh,
you see.
okay.
So, because you can feel spirit, you can hear spirit, you can just know spirit is around. Sometimes you can smell spirit, sometimes you can taste their presence. Okay. So mediumship is a little bit of everything. But what I suggest you do is learn about your psychic senses first, because if you learn about your psychic senses, then you'll understand when mediumship comes in, because psychic ability mainly works with energy that surrounds you. Okay. But mediumship is sensing a presence beyond your personal space. What do you think mediumship is? What do you think mediumship is? Just seeing spirits?
Yeah, getting in touch with spirit and being able to communicate with them. I guess telepathically or through your senses.
Well, through your senses. But see, there's more than one type of mediumship too. There's a physical mediumship. Sometimes people have a physical guide and who manifest things like through apports. There's trance mediums. There's mediums who channel angels or other guides or other entities. And then you have evidential mediumship. And evidential mediumship is the type of medium that I am, that recognizes an entity beyond your personal space and tries to give you information that you can validate. Okay. So
Okay.
I'm teaching a class in that. Matter of fact, next week I'm going to see if we can't start having my students on to give readings because they need live people to do that with.
I'll
And so
volunteer anytime.
well,
Just
but
keep in touch with me.
well, you have to keep in touch with me, and you have to take my classes because I don't let just anybody take a
Okay.
class. You have to go through the psychic certification first and learn what's going on. You have to,
Right.
if you're going to learn something, you want to learn it the right way, because if you don't learn it the right way, you're going to get discouraged and you're not going to stick with it. And it sounds like you want to stick with it. So it's worth the time. It's worth the effort. You can get my book, Soul Exercises for the Open Mind. It's a psychic development book, and I don't have the mediumship book written yet, but I plan to get it written sometime. but I'm in the third class. I'm in the third class.
What was the name of that again?
It's called Soul Exercises for the Open Mind. Okay. It's on Amazon. Okay. Look my name up. Just go to John Capello Books on Amazon, and you'll find all my books there. Okay.
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 And
Good
I
luck
also
with your
have
neighbor.
a question. Tomorrow is my birthday. Do you see any of my spirit people around me?
Okay. I'm going to give you. The spirit guys I'm seeing around you are a bear and a lion. Okay. And so you have the king of the forest and you have the king of the jungle. So I feel like this feeling of being under attack by this neighbor is bringing out these kinds of guides to be around you. So you're going to be a force to be reckoned with your spirit guides. So work with them, look them up on the internet, and see what kind of energy you can draw from them. Okay.
Okay, the bear and the lion. Okay.
The bear and the lion. Okay. All right. Okay.
Because when I practice mediumship, I always see a white owl.
Okay, that means change. So, but I'm going to have to go. But thank you very much for your call, and stay in touch. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Bye bye. So I'm delighted to be able to do readings for you. I'm glad that we've had a couple of interesting readings today. Sad situations with people being mean. And, we've talked a little bit about this Pluto energy, and we talked a little bit about derangement in the last week. And so we can see how this lady's neighbor is facing that type of derangement. So what we're going to do is we're going to start wrapping it up here on the psychic side. So I want to thank my sponsor, Miracles of Joy, for being so loyal to me. It's been so kind to do that. They have promo codes PS0223 to use on their website to get a 25% discount. I sure appreciate all of you listening to me. Check me out on Moonstruck TV. Call me for a reading or go to my website, get a reading. And thank you so much for being a part of my show. You can also like me on Facebook or on Instagram. I have a presence there. So I hope that you'll look me up there. So once again, thank you so much for joining me here on the psychic side. I'm John Capello, and this is the A1R Psychic Radio Network, Moonstruck TV. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Amanda Hall Psychic with Amanda Hall. Live from AmandaHallPsychic.com.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Amanda Hall Psychic
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio here on Moonstruck TV with Amanda Hall Psychic all the way from the Gold Coast. Yes, we're heading towards the time of the year where the spooky things come out to play. It's next week, obviously, but I just thought we'd get in a little bit early this year and try and have a little bit of fun. It's been such a hard year in lots of ways, and just to lighten the mood a little bit with all the things that are going on in the world and the things that are going on in the Middle East and so much fighting over in Ukraine. And I just thought we'd sort of get into holiday atmosphere a little tiny bit early this year. So that's why we're decorating for Halloween just that tad early. So this week's Simply Tarot card of the week is one of my favorite cards. It's called the Emperor. The Emperor represents stability or stabilizing influence coming into your life. Now, look, I'm sure many of us could do with a lot more stability coming into our lives, and I know they certainly could overseas in the war zone areas. But for the rest of us people around the globe, we could all do with a little bit of stabilizing influence coming into our lives, I think, and sort of bringing things into a more happy place than where we've been for such a long period of time. It's nice to sort of think that we can finally start to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and some of our troubles are going to be in the rear vision mirror. And for anybody that hasn't been feeling well in this last week, we send our healing energy to you also, because we have different times of the year and the change of the season. Sometimes that brings on, illnesses that we weren't expecting, colds and things like that. So it's a time to sort of really think of our fellow man and think of everybody around us, that not everybody might be having quite the stabilizing influence that we might be experiencing. And it's time to share that around with everybody else. So that's the card of the week. Now, interestingly enough, in the last 7 days, the sun has moved into Scorpio. So that's, the nice time of the year for Scorpios. So happy birthday, Scorpios. But it also means a time for the rest of the 11 signs. It's a time when we start to reflect a little bit. We start to look at what we've actually been able to achieve this year. What do we need to still work on as we start to head towards the pointy end of the year, where we're wrapping the calendar year up. And for many people, it can be a time of deep reflection, of emotions feeling very sort of a little bit down or a little bit heavier than they normally do. And that's okay, because the Scorpio energy is about, it relates to frozen water, so that becomes ice. So it means it's a time to not necessarily put our emotions on ice, but it's a time when things might become a little bit more intense. We need to give it a little bit more attention, and to pay attention to the way that we're dealing with other people and speaking to other people. It's not the time to fly off the handle. It's not the time to sit in judgment. It's the time to try and have our understanding arms open for each and every person that we may come in contact with. Not everybody's going to be having a great week or a great life, and sometimes we just need to show a little bit more kindness than we ordinarily would. But for Scorpios, it's your time of the year to shine. Happy birthday. Enjoy this time in the sun. Enjoy the time when you can be in the limelight a little bit and soak up the loving energy from family and friends around you as you celebrate your special time of the year. So we have Chiron, the planet of the healer and situations, is sitting in Aries at the moment. Now it's conjunct or holding hands the North Node. Now the reason I'm starting here is that this relates to each and every one of the 12 signs. It's Chiron is where we find areas in our lives that we may need to heal, or we need to move past, or we need to sort of try and help ourselves through and understand why we're feeling this very, very intense energy. Now the North Node is not a planet. The North Node is showing us the way forward. So with it sitting in Aries at the moment, it's asking each and every one of us to start to take the reins to our own lives
and start to tell ourselves that we are the ones that can do our own healing. We are the ones that can show ourselves the way forward. The healing process starts with us. Sometimes we've got to forgive ourselves or say to ourselves that, okay, nothing more could have been done under the situation. Now I'm going to close the door and I'm going to move forward. And today is a brand new day and the beginning of the rest of my life. So sometimes that's all it takes, is to break that circuit, is to be able to sort of take the responsibility on our own shoulders and stop blaming someone else for something that's not going completely right in our lives the way that we would want it to do, and sort of start to sort of take that responsibility on our own shoulders and progress and move forward. So we'll go back to the Scorpio energy now. The sun is in Scorpio, so again, happy birthday to all the Scorpios. We also have the sun conjunct or holding hands Mercury, the planet of communication, who is also conjunct or holding hands the planet Mars, the planet of action. So what this means is for Scorpios, Pisces, and Cancers, and the opposite sign of Taurus particularly, is the fact that communication at the moment is going to seem as if it's very intense, it's very deep. You need to look under the covers. You don't need to just take things at superficial or face value. Sometimes it's not necessarily what somebody says, it's their intent behind it. Are they trying to deceive you? Are they trying to hide something from you? Are they trying to protect themselves? Are they trying to slow the process down? If you're waiting on important documents or legal matters and you're under this sign, this can be a time of delay. Now, it's not necessarily saying that the delays are necessary. It's saying that sometimes delays are created by the other person deliberately on purpose to try and trick you, or to try and slow the process down, or not wanting to disclose something, or not wanting to put something on the table. If it's a legal matter and the other side of dragging their heels, maybe they're doing this on purpose to try and rattle your cage, to unnerve you, to sort of hope that you'll give up on the situation and that you'll sort of say, oh, it's all too hard, and throw your hands in the air and say that's it. In some cases, it may be that they don't feel that they want to disclose the information that's being asked for or being requested. And don't forget, the Scorpio energy is quite secretive by nature. It is about delving deep and digging deep and sort of looking under the crevices, looking behind those dark places, looking deep into your soul and sort of asking yourself, why am I so emotionally attached to what this is? What are the triggers here? Why am I being so fixed and rigid in this situation? Am I being realistic, or am I just being downright nasty? Now, you're the only one that can answer that. And I'm not saying all Scorpios are nasty, certainly not. But what I'm saying is sometimes that they can be so fixed and rigid that they can't bend or sort of be prepared to look at someone else's point of view, because their point of view is the only one that matters. And this is a time where we need to make sure that we are flexible, that we're not doing the wrong thing, that the information that we may be requested or are sharing is the truth and nothing but the truth, and we are being open and transparent. That way then you will get a better result. If you try and be clever and try and be deceitful or withhold information or not tell the complete story, you will come unstuck, because Mars here is the planet of action. Now, Mars has the ability to sort of come in and be like a knife and just slice it straight down the middle and say, well, okay, if you don't want to open up the information or whatever the case may be, I'll just slice it straight down the middle and the whole lot will flop out. You know, warts and all, everything that you've tried to keep so sacred or so close to your chest will be exposed. And with Mars here, Mars doesn't make it pretty or easy. Mars just comes in and is very dynamic and very direct and very fast. And a little bit like Uranus in a situation like this. He doesn't sort of care what prisoners he takes with him or who he hurts or how he achieves what he's trying to achieve. It's the ability to sort of get the information out there quickly. So if you are a Scorpio and you're holding information back, or, you know, you've been asked to disclose something, please do yourself a favor. Be quick about it. Don't drag it out, because it's not going to be in your best interest in the long run. We also have Saturn, the planet of discipline and stickability, I like to call it. I know that's probably not a word, but it sort of means to stabilize things. It gives you that determination to make things right in your life. Now, Saturn is actually at the moment conjunct or holding hands with the moon in Pisces. Now, Saturn will be there till towards the end of the year, early December, I think it is. No, only November. It's going to be another couple of weeks with Saturn in this placement. So with Saturn here stabilizing our emotions in Pisces, this is probably a good thing. because a lot of Pisceans have sort of been really feeling a little bit as if they've been pulled in 1,000 different directions recently. With so much activity been going on in their sign, this is also a time where they can sort of just exhale a little bit and say, okay, I can relax a little bit. I don't need to be sort of constantly in high gear. Things are in place. I've done everything that was needed to be done, everything that was required of me. Now I can just take a little bit of breathing space. And it's interesting here with Saturn sort of really calming the moon down, sort of giving some clarity there. It's not that Pisceans are, as people describe them, like two fish chasing their tail and never being able to bring things into balance. I disagree with that. I think they're a very creative sign. They have the power of the previous 11 signs at their fingertips. So they have the ability to reinvent themselves or swim a different direction or change course in midstream, which most of us can't do. So this is giving them an even more stabilizing factor there, particularly on the emotional front. And they've been through a number of really tough emotional decisions recently. 2023 hasn't been the easiest year for Pisces, particularly on an emotional front. There's been lots of family and work issues that they've had to process. So this is nice to be able to sort of say there's a stabilizing factor there and things can just calm down a little bit. If you're in the market for love and you've been searching for that someone special in your life, Venus is currently in Virgo at the moment. So what this means here with Venus in Virgo, it gives us the ability to be a little bit more nitpicky, to be a little bit more definite and sure of the type of relationship that we would like to attract. So if you meet somebody new while Venus is transiting through Virgo, be prepared that you might be a little bit more picky than usual. You might sort of turn around and say, look, you're nice, but this is a deal breaker for me. And that's okay, because sometimes I think we need to be able to sort of be very clear with ourselves. The type of person that we want to attract to somebody that's going to be special in our lives has to be somebody that we can trust, that really fits in with our personality, our lifestyle. And, second best isn't the right situation. We want the top, we want the cream, don't we? We want the top of the tree. We want the very, very best if we're attracting new love in our lives at the moment. By the same token, it's asking you to get out and about in the fresh air, and the potential of meeting somebody isn't necessarily in a nightclub. It's in the open spaces, it's outdoors, it's going to the gym, it's looking after yourself. It's sort of, maybe down at the local growers market, somewhere where you're sort of taking more interest in yourself and getting out in the fresh air. So we have Chiron. We've already spoken about Chiron. We've got Uranus in Taurus at the moment. Now, Uranus in Taurus is still bringing things out of sort of nowhere. So it is trying to bring a stabilization factor to Taurians, Virgos, and Capricorns, and the opposite sign of Scorpio. But it can only bring things out into the open, things in a sudden sort of way, and try to stabilize them if you're being truthful and honest with yourself. Again, I come back to that truthful situation. Uranus doesn't just create openings just because you want them to happen. Uranus creates openings out of blockages. If there's a blockage or something that needs to be cleared, then Uranus will be the planet that comes in like the bolt of lightning, strikes the ground and moves things along. But Uranus also brings things out into the open. If you've been trying to hide things, Uranus will be the one to expose it. So be very aware of that if you're any one of those signs. We also have Jupiter, the planet of luck and opportunity, is sitting in Taurus until December this year. So Jupiter is still going retrograde at the moment. So it's it's not holding hands with Uranus, but it's just sort of saying that, okay, yes, there is new opportunities out there for the earth signs and Scorpios, but you need to be very careful that they are the opportunities that you want them to be. People sort of see Jupiter and they say, yippee doodle dandy, everything's going to expand, everything's going to get bigger, my bank balance is going to get bigger, everything in my life is expanding. But when it's retrograde, it's asking you to make sure that your motives are correct, because if you are being greedy or deceitful in any way, Jupiter here actually works in the opposite. Jupiter actually takes away from you because of your greed. So you need to be very, very careful there, because Jupiter is in retrograde in Taurus until early December. So even when it starts to move forward, doesn't necessarily all of a sudden say you're out of the danger zone. You can go back to being deceitful or trying to trick a system or cheat somebody out of something that's rightfully theirs. It just means that it will be a time when things will probably come more out into the open. At the moment, they're slightly hidden because of the retrograde process. Things have slowed down a little bit, but it's time for you to sort of start to be more open and honest in your life. and make sure that you're doing everything correctly, because Jupiter is a stickler for detail and for truth. And it doesn't matter which sign it might be visiting, it just means that it will dig and dig and dig until it does get to the truth. So don't think you can hide anything from Jupiter just because it's sitting in a more stable or a slower sign like Taurus, where things, don't happen quickly, but when they do happen, they're very definite. Jupiter here does not like to be tricked in any way. Jupiter likes everything to be above board. So that's where we're going to leave astrology for this week. We're going to talk with Marie in Topeka in Kansas. Are you there, Marie?
Yes, I'm here.
Do you have a question I can answer for you, please, Marie?
Yes, I was just wanting a reading. Just here for my grandmother.
Okay, sweetie, look, there's no guarantees I can, dial up your grandmother on the other side, but if you have a question of an area of your life that you would like some further clarification on, I can certainly answer that for you. And if grandma comes through, I'll certainly pass on any messages.
Yes, and do you do pregnancy readings?
Pregnancy readings are things we're not allowed to do by law governing the different states around and countries around the world. What I can tell you is that there's some bright, happy news that's family related. So if you want to relate that to pregnancy news, that's how we'll look at that. There's other areas of your life, though, Marie, that I feel this year that you've had to really work hard on. Has it been a sort of a bit of an up and down year as far as emotions this year while you're trying to get everything where you want it to be?
Yes.
Yeah, because they're showing me that we're not quite out the other side of that yet. It's still sort of like an almighty push forward to get where we want to go before the end of the year. But I do feel that, dreams can become a reality. Has your grandmother been coming to you in your dreams recently?
No, she's always on my mind for a while.
Okay, because the reason I asked that, because what she was sort of showing me was that she's been coming to you in your dreams, whether you'll realize it or not. She may not have come in and announced herself, but she's been putting ideas and thoughts and things like that into your head of a night as you've been sleeping. She's been trying to help you in that way. It may not have been a conscious thing. Yes, you said you've been thinking about her a lot. She's always in your mind. Well, she's there of a night as well. She's helping you try and sort of make the best choices that are possible. She keeps showing me a baby girl that she's nursing. Is that something that you're hoping for or wishing for?
Yeah, it's a child. Baby girl, baby boy.
Yeah, no, she's showing me a baby. Well, I'm assuming it's a baby girl. It's wrapped up in a pink bunny rug. So that's why I'm assuming a baby girl. But she's showing me that she's nursing it and rocking it backwards and forwards. So I can only take from that there is a baby to come. And, she's saying she's not quite ready yet to pass her over, but it won't be too long. So I feel you're on the right track. Whatever you've been doing, just try and relax. Know that you're being protected. Know that she's there with you constantly all the time, whether it's daytime or nighttime. Your grandma's always there, and she's showing me this baby, and the baby looks a good size to me. I think you're going to have a very healthy, bouncing baby girl before 12 months is out. But if there's any indication from what your grandmother's showing me, and she's nodding her head, so I'm taking from that there should be some news sometime in the early part of the new year of the baby coming into the family, and that's wonderful. But she's just telling me that you just got to stop stressing. She wants to see you smile again. She wants to see you sort of enjoy as we go into the end of the year, the festivities and things like that. Was she big on the holiday season, was she?
You said, was she going on holiday season?
No, I said, did she really love the holiday season, did she? Because she's really
emphasizing Thanksgiving.
The holiday season. Yes. Yeah, she's really emphasizing that she wants you to enjoy it. Think of her and enjoy it, and maybe do something a little bit special. Maybe do something that she might have done that you haven't done for a long time. If there was some particular thing that she did year after year, maybe incorporate that into your family celebrations this year.
Mm-hmm.
But she's always around you, sweetie, and I'm pretty certain there's going to be a baby, because she keeps rocking this baby and showing me the baby and saying, isn't the baby beautiful? So I don't think she'd be doing that as a cruel joke. She's certainly doing it because she wants to share that with us. So that's where we're going to leave Marie. We're going to talk with Angela now in West Helena in Arkansas in the US. Are you there, Angela?
Yes.
Do you have a question I can answer for you, sweetie?
I'm just looking for guidance, I guess. A message,
okay.
general reading, whatever.
Okay, but there's no particular area of your life you'd like me to zone in on, Angela?
Maybe the near future.
Okay, all right. Okay, so Angela, what they're sort of showing me is that this year seems to have been about 2 steps forward, 3 steps backwards. It's like you don't feel as if you've made any great progress this year, but you actually have. So from a psychic standpoint, and from what they're sort of sharing with me from the other side, they're saying to me that they're tipping their hat to you. Sort of, it's like hats off to Angela, like as if you've done really, really well. And you're sort of scratching your head, thinking, well, I don't know what I've really achieved that everybody's getting so excited about. But that, sometimes we might look at things and think, well, that wasn't much of an achievement. But to them on the other side, it's a huge achievement because they've been working with you on that to bring about that conclusion or that situation in your life. And to them, it's a big deal. So whatever you've done this year, whatever you've achieved, how major or how small, they're really pleased with you on the other side. So that's good. Is there potentially a change of residence coming up in 2024?
That I'm not sure. That's one thing I'm kind of wondering.
Yeah, because they're showing me a move of residence with 3 question marks next to it. Now, they weren't saying to me it was a definite, but I'm saying to you, I feel it will be, because they're showing me 3 question marks. Now, I'm going to assume this 3 question marks is not much before March next year. It's sort of like, you'll maybe go in and out of, you'll make the decision, then you'll pull away from it, then you'll make the decision again. And by the 3rd time that you actually finally definitely make the decision, it will be the right thing to do. So it's a good situation. I don't feel uncomfortable with it, but I don't feel the urgency that we need to start the process just yet either. Just let your mind go backwards and forwards, like the ebb and the tide of the ocean. It'll go in, it'll come out, it'll go in, it'll come out, and eventually you'll get the right answers to that. It's interesting because they're also showing me whatever you've changed physically in your life this year, and I mean, with diet, exercise, whether you've changed your eating regime or whether you've cut out coffee or whatever the case may be, they're showing me that it's starting to pay off because your physical health is starting to improve, your energy levels are starting to become consistent, and if anything, they're saying to me that you're looking younger than you've looked before. So that's quite a nice compliment if they're saying that from the other side, that they really think you're looking younger. So whatever you've changed, they're suggesting to you to keep it up. And that's a good thing because it means now you're bringing your body and your mind and your soul into balance. And that's an important thing. I think we focus far too much on being a certain dress size than we do about being well. And I think if we can get our bodies well, does it matter what size the package that we come in, as long as we look well, we look good, and we feel confident in ourselves? We don't have to be a particular dress size to be happy with who we are. God made us in all different size packages. He didn't say that we all had to be a certain size. Life would be boring.
Right.
And as long as you feel well, that's the major objective. It doesn't matter what the package, the size of the package, it's how radiant you look. And they were showing me that you're looking radiant. The energy levels are good. Your thinking's very clear. And it's sort of they're getting you ready for 2024, which is going to be a very, very busy year where there's going to be lots of things that are going to be changing. And you need to be ready to be able to incorporate this, not just the move. I think there's going to be a lot of new people entering your life, may potentially be a change at work, whether that means a change of company or just a promotion at work. But, you're going to need all your energy about you to be able to sort of make quick and decisive decisions and to have the energy to follow through on these things. And that's what you've been working towards this year. And that's a really good thing. So they're really happy with you on the other side. They're clapping and cheering and the balloons are going up and it's party time over there. So that's a really good sign. I don't often get to see that, Angela. So that's a real treat for me.
That's wonderful.
So whatever you've been doing, also I can say just do more of it because it's good. And it's interesting, though, because on a little bit of a sad note, there was some situations or things that you had to let go of this year that did leave you a little bit sad, was there not?
Yes. I lost one of my best friends.
Okay. And they're acknowledging that too in the midst of, happy celebrations and party times and whatever. They are acknowledging the tears and the sadness. And they're saying that that's okay too. Like everything's got to be in perspective. You can be happy 1 minute, but then be very sad and missing your best friend the next. And that's okay.
Right.
I know she's okay. I don't know that she's come to terms with the fact yet that she's gone. So that makes me think it must have been sudden, was it? She wasn't ready to go.
Right.
Yeah. But she's there. She's got a lot of family around her. She is okay, but she's still coming to terms with the fact she's no longer on earth. And that's okay. Not all of us are ready to go when our time's up. But she's certainly around you all the time. She's sort of saying to me, there's a particular song. There was a song that the two of you used to sing or dance to or something like that.
Yep.
She's just saying, when you get down, listen to the song and know she's there, because she's always around you. But she's helping to sort of make next year the best year of your life. So I really feel it's very exciting for you, Angela. So, enjoy the good times, and, you can still honor your friend and still feel sad, but at the same time, you can live a life that she would have wanted to live as well, and do it partly for her as well.
Right.
Anyway, that's where we're going to leave
Absolutely.
Angela now. It's always hard when we lose somebody that we're very, very close to. And I know I talk about it quite a lot on the show, but it is hard, whether it's, a parent or a family member or a friend. When we lose people, it's really difficult. And it's hard for us to come to terms with that and understand that they are okay on the other side, even if it was sudden and unexpected. This week, I'm going to leave you with a song that I didn't really know what to sort of bring about as far as a song for the show this week, because we're sort of in Halloweeny sort of mood and things like that, but it was sort of, I wanted something that was meaningful too. And as I was going through my song list today, just prior to the show, this song jumped out at me, so I'm going to share it with you. I know we've probably shared it before on the show, but it's a really appropriate song. It's called Signs by the 5-man electrical band, and it's just one of those iconic songs that tells us to be ourselves, that it doesn't matter who we are or how we dressed or what we believe in. There's signs around us everywhere, and we just need to be ourselves, be open, be aware to the signs that might be coming through from the other side, or something just to remind us that, it is okay to take 5 minutes out of your day just for yourself, and to stop and listen to a song, or put your favorite song on your listening device these days. I like to go back and put it on the turntable. I'm old-fashioned like that. I like to get the vinyl out and really listen to the way music should be, but I know that's showing my age. But whatever makes you happy, whatever the songs are that lift your soul, that's what music can do for us. It can make us feel happy. It can make us feel as if we've got something positive that we can give the world. So it's really important. Make sure this week you make somebody smile, do something kind for someone else. And until next week, bye for now.
Tiffany, and how are you today?
Good morning. I should say, I guess it's evening for me, but good morning to you.
Here in the morning.
Oh my goodness. I love it. I love your accent, by the way. So, the Australian accent, it's just beautiful, beautiful to listen to. So, anyways,
well, too, sweetie.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I hear that I have one. But I know that
I'm sure you do.